after holding him for 7 months over allegations that the hospital had been used as a Hamas command center.
Dr. Mohammed Abu Salmiya was detained at Al-Shifa Hospital last November. It came after Israeli forces had besieged the enclave's biggest hospital for days, saying that it contained a key Hamas command and control center. Hamas and the hospital administration denied this. At the time, the hospital housed several thousand medical staff and patients, as well as around 15,000 displaced people. The operation raised questions over Israel's targeting of hospitals during the war. Dr. Abu Salmiya's release has provoked outrage from several Israeli ministers and leading politicians.
That's BBC's Sebastian Usher. Britain's upcoming general election widely expected to lead to a change of government for the first time in 14 years. The last time the Labour Party came to power was back in 1997. More on these stories, townhall.com. Celebrations turn to tragedy as Nigeria witnesses a spate of suicide bombings.
At least 18 people have been killed after suspected female suicide bombers targeted several locations in northern Nigeria. Coordinated attacks took place at a wedding, a funeral and a hospital in the northeastern town of Gwoza. The first suicide bomber detonated an explosive device during a marriage celebration, according to a local authority. The authority said that just minutes later another blast occurred near the General Hospital. He added that the third attack at a funeral service was by a female bomber disguised as a mourner. Children and pregnant women were among those killed. I'm Karen Shamas.
And it looks like Wall Street may be preparing to start off the third quarter with gains. Stock futures in positive territory this morning. The Dow futures up 44 points. NASDAQ futures 56 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
Shut up.
But it's a short week.
It is, yeah.
It's a holiday week.
It's weird, though, because, you got to, you get the 4th off, but then you got to, muster up the gall and the wherewithal to come back to work for 1 day.
Or maybe 3, depending on...
Well, sure, if you're a shift worker.
Well, you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. July 4th is Thursday.
Uh-huh.
And then Friday will be pretty much, UFO festival, but as far as people that have to work, they probably blow that day off.
Yeah.
So really,
it is true.
Today's the work day. Tomorrow's the kind of work day, and then Wednesday's I'm just here until the whistle blows.
We're just holding down seats.
So happy Monday with an asterisk.
Yeah.
A caveat.
Monday-ish.
Yeah. So, but boy, what happened with the rain all over the state? I mean, Albuquerque, Ruidoso, flooding going on, and I saw all day yesterday, and you're kind of just watching footage, and you're like, guess which town it is? And you're like, okay, more buildings. I'm going to guess Albuquerque. All right, Woods, that's probably Ruidoso.
Right.
But yeah, it's crazy yesterday.
Everybody just turns into Nev Campbell from I Know What You Did Last Summer. We're all just staring up at the sky going, what are you waiting for, huh?
Yeah, here in Roswell. Meanwhile, in Roswell, we get hot and wind and teasings and things. Yeah, humidity. We got all the above, but I think actual rain.
Yeah, we got a couple of drops once or twice, but that was pretty much it.
But if you want to put a glass half full spin, we got chances like today, tomorrow, and tomorrow night.
Yeah, but good chances?
20%.
That's what I thought.
Well, but that might be good chances for us. Because when it says like 70,
that's true.
No dice. It says 10. Boy, howdy, do we get hammered sometimes. So maybe.
Well, another bright side is that I think last Friday or the Friday before, I don't remember, was the peak of the summer solstice. So from here on out, the days will be getting shorter.
That's right.
It's true.
That's right. First day of summer was it last week?
Or
week before.
Yeah, it was Thursday was the first day. Friday was the official longest day. And
now it's all downhill from here till next year.
Just like your 30s, kids. It's all downhill from here.
In a good way.
No. Well, in that case, yes. But in your 30s, no.
Although now
you got to catch it.
Roy referenced 2 early 2000s emo-y songs and Mr. Brightside, and then it's all downhill from here.
Yes.
It was 2003 revisited right there.
You say revisited. It's currently on my Spotify playlist, both of those songs. So.
I was going to say, Mr. Brightside never really left, did it?
Well, if it, I guess for certain age people. Me, it was a speed bump in the big things of music.
All Downhill From Here is by a band called Newfound Glory, who I was obsessed with.
Yeah.
For most of my
and most of their songs all sound just like this every song.
That's why I like it, because I can sing them. I have this nasally voice. All downhill from here. I'm extra nasally right now, but yeah.
Every single song we sing sounds just like this.
Early Blink-182 was a lot like that.
Yeah.
And I hate you, and your mom and your dad suck.
Yeah. Well, happy Monday, everybody. That was the point of that. So, whether you're a Mr. Brightside or if it's all downhill from here.
At least it's better than Fall Out Boy. We're going downtown on a merry-go-round.
Don't you start.
But as long as we all know that Stacy's mom has got it going on,
she
that's
really
all
does.
that matters.
There's an alternate version of that song that's basically directed towards Stacy's mom.
Oh, yeah?
It's like, what is wrong with you? There's a teenage boy mowing your lawn. Why are you coming out dressed like that?
Right.
You know what you're doing, Stacy's mom.
Stacy's mom.
And the double standard's real.
Stacy's mom is a predator.
And then Pantera's just sitting over here like, hey, what about us, guys? You know, we're over here.
Or Van Halen.
We're just showing our vulgar display of power.
Just want 5 minutes alone.
We're cowboys from hell. Oh, man.
Busy weekend.
Yeah. We had the Church on the Move had their big veterans dinner and One Nation Under God fourth celebration on Saturday, and both were big hits.
That fireworks show was... They really pulled out some stops. The finale alone, I was like, I don't know how many car alarms in the area were going off by the end of that thing.
Well, Sean moved away from the festivities to watch the show. We were right there.
And I thought about that too. From my vantage point, I'm like, they're like right at ground zero while every explosion in the world is happening 20 feet above their head.
I'm feeling the heat from the flame, the gas things. And like, yep, I didn't need facial hair. And
it's fine. It's fine.
And the drones, oh my God, because they came like right, and so like those different sequences
images
and things that they're doing, it's literally like, hi. It's like that scene from Bruce, is it Bruce Almighty or Evan Almighty, one of the Almighties, where he wrangles the moon and pulls it in.
Yeah.
That it's like that with the drones. It was pretty crazy. Yeah. It was cool. So highly recommend next time, get way up front, right close to the road, man, because you feel it. It's like the 4D show, like when you go to the Muppets theater and they squirt water in your face, just like that.
Well, plus, and like you were pointing out last week, that moment where they all get activated and you hear the
oh yeah,
and they just go up.
Yeah,
that's kind of intimidating.
And
especially being right there.
There was, and it's kind of hard to hear some of that with the music because those woofers and they work well. And we were feet from them.
We were awash in a wall of sound on Saturday.
Those things work well.
Yeah.
And, so I'm probably hard of hearing after Saturday.
This is something that I noticed on Saturday, and I pointed out to Mike and a couple other people, but it's really funny to me how the Christian genre of music works, because it's just like that South Park
episode. It sounds like a top 40.
Every single song was like, well, this is Daddy Yankee.
Yeah.
Well, this is clearly, like Kid Cudi. It's like you could pick the genre that they were trying to like emulate.
Yeah.
And instead of just saying baby or girl, you just replace that with Jesus.
Yeah.
Or like salvation. And it's like, it works.
Sure.
But then there were those songs.
If you like that kind of music, then, because most people, I don't listen for the words anyway. They like the beat. So there you go.
Well, and the DJ who was working the event was playing music from all over the world. So like we were hearing like German Christian music, which I didn't even know was a genre.
Still sounds weird to me in German.
Yeah.
Still sounds like they're yelling at me.
Yeah, German's a very aggressive language.
But yeah, it was a cool event. Churchill Moved did an amazing job in Constructibles for putting on an amazing 2 events with the Veterans Dinner, and of course I got a chance to speak with Chad Robichaux, who was the guest speaker at the Veterans Dinner during the fireworks show before pre-show, I guess you could say, and really great gentleman to talk to, and just it was just a good night.
Oh, yeah. Guys had a great story, too.
And by the way, if you left hungry, that was your own fault, because there was brisket aplenty. They were serving brisket till 8 o'clock, and it was mounds of food, and it was a great time.
That felt real feeding of the 5,000, because they're like, we only have enough for the first 3,000 people. So like I was gonna like get up and go like in the heat at 3 p.m. and get my free food.
Yeah, didn't have to.
But I was like lazy. I'm like, I'll just let it slide. I figured for sure it would be gone by 3:30.
Yeah, they had food plenty.
All the way till 8.
Yeah, so it was if you between the steak dinner and the brisket dinner, you should have been well fed by on Saturday. So
I got the meat sweats.
But it was a great time. Big thank you to Church on the Move and Constructibles for putting on an amazing event, and I hope everyone had a good time. And I'm pretty sure we'll come on out. We'll do it again next year, kind of deal. So good stuff. And then don't forget, we change right in. Of course, we do have 4th of July on Thursday. And, people got their 4th of July celebrations, and then we get right into UFO Festival Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which, let me give you the rundown. Some of that involves that.
All right.
This hour, we're have our interview with the folks from VFW Post 12184, Mac Dyer and Jason Burke. They actually joined me on Saturday, so we record this interview on Saturday, and they're working men, and 7 o'clock on a Monday, they're a little busy at the time.
We can't just sit around and talk on a Monday.
They're busy dudes. So anyway, so we're going to play their interview here in just a few minutes. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to talk Galacticon. We'll have some of the Galacticon folks in, Elaine, I imagine, and maybe some of her other assistants or parts that are part of it. And, of course, that is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we'll talk all about that. And then we're going to have, at 9 o'clock hour, 9:15, we're going to have the band Gross Domestic People join us. At least half the band. I think Jeff and Carlos from the band will be joining us.
Okay.
I'm not sure if our very own Jocelyn will be or not. Will's working. So Will front man, he's too big for radio. I'm just kidding. He's working. He's too much of a diva. I'm just kidding. But Jeff and Carlos will join us. They're going to be opening, they're going to be playing at the Liberty on Wednesday. And they're going to be playing with Powerman 5000.
Yep.
So,
and Tantric.
And Tantric as well, too.
Recently announced Sponge.
Yeah. Oh, Sponge.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a new one. I didn't know Sponge
That was announced last week.
Nice. So of course, obviously, most people probably heard of Powerman 5000. It's brother, I believe, of Rob Zombie. And then, of course, Tantric. I remember them. I've heard some of their stuff. I'm past that. Sponge I've known, but wasn't there a band called Closure or something in there too?
Sponge I know from the name. I can't right offhand say I know any of their songs.
Yeah.
I'd probably, if I heard them, I would. And Tantric, the one thing I know about them is, and I don't think that's really even them. It was just that they feature their name in the Bare Naked Ladies song one week.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a Jeopardy question
there
for you.
There you go.
Perfect. So we're going to have the band join us in the 9 o'clock hour, and we'll talk about their Wednesday show and just talk about life as a band kind of thing.
Good.
Plus, we'll have all of your other features, include the news of the local, national variety, business updates, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show.
Indeed.
No livestock report because there's no livestock this week.
There's still livestock.
Yeah, no auction.
Yes.
They will be back in Acciones on the 8th of July. So we'll do all that next week.
It'd be much more somber if there was no livestock this week.
That's right.
Something horrible happened.
They all went to Florida on vacation.
They're all on vacation.
It's 7:18. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Close to 100 for the afternoon high today. Lots of sunshine with high pressure parked over our area. Overnight will be clear down to the mid-70s and a little bit windy. Then on Tuesday, we have just enough moist air for an isolated afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Still pretty hot. We'll be in the low 100s. A little bit better chance of rain on Wednesday, and then sunny and hot for Independence Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 76 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 58% with winds out of the south at 6 miles per hour. There is a 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms for us after 3 today. Sunny and hot with a high of 98 otherwise, with south winds at around 15 miles per hour. 20% chance of rain continues into tonight as well, mainly before midnight. Partly cloudy. Overnight low of 74 degrees with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, we're looking at a 20% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise sunny, hot, high of 101. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday night, a 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 75 degrees. Wednesday, we're looking at a 40% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, and a high of 99, south winds 5 to 10. 20% on Wednesday night as well, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 74. Good news, Independence Day, no talk of rain, but mostly sunny and hot with a high of 102. The evening of Independence Day, partly cloudy, 74 for an overnight low. And then Friday, 20% chance of rain, 94 for a high. Saturday, a 20% chance of rain with a high of 94. And sunny on Sunday, high of 99. So mid-90s for UFO Festival with chances of rain, 20%. So I've seen worse. I've seen better. We'll see how it goes. All right, 7:20, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview we had with Matt Dyer and Jason Burke with VFW Post 12184. That's on the other side. Don't go away.
Pull! Shooters, mark your calendars for the H.F. Sinclair 3rd Annual Freedom Clay Shoot, July 12th and 13th at the Eddy County Shooting Range, benefiting the Artesia FFA. Main event is Saturday. Registration at 7 a.m. 1 in 4 participants win prizes, gun boards, raffles, and lunch included. There's an option Friday night light shoot with $40 individual rounds. Details and registration info at artesiachamber.com. Deadline is July 1st. The 3rd Annual H.F. Sinclair Freedom Clay Shoot, July 12th and 13th at the Eddy County Shooting Range.
The 88th Annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo is coming August 2nd through the 10th at the Lee County Fairgrounds in Lovington, complete with the Arts and Crafts Showcase, Wrights Carnival, PRCA Rodeos, Pioneer Iron Chef Contest, livestock shows, junior livestock sale, yucca building exhibits, commercial vendors, and the best fair food. The concerts begin Friday, August 2nd with the Hispanic Heritage Celebration. Then on August 6th, don't miss the Bellamy Brothers.
Just let your love flow like a mountain stream.
Casting Crowns on August 7th.
All about somebody who saved my soul.
Jody Messina on the 8th.
Heads Carolina, tails California.
Justin Moore on the 9th.
Yeah, that's why we drink.
And Kane Brown on August 10th.
What if I loved all these what ifs away?
For a full schedule of events and more information, head for LeeCountyFair.net. The 88th Annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo, August 2nd through the 10th at the Lee County Fairgrounds in Lovington.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon, you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell has a great sense of timing, like bringing out Southern Blackberry Cobbler ice cream in time for summer. Rich ice cream with luscious blackberry flavor combined with flaky pie crust pieces and a blackberry swirl. The perfect summertime treat.
The good old days
are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell half gallons and 12-pack cups, $5.97 each at all Albertsons markets now through July 2nd.
If you plug your nose, you can't tell the difference between an apple, potato, and an onion. Unless you open your eyes. Here's Mike Winters.
And welcome back to the morning show. And joining us in studio this morning from our Roswell VFW Post 12184, we have Mac Dyer and Jason Burke back with us. Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing today?
Morning. Good. Good morning.
Good deal. So now that good hunk of leadership's here, I guess the rest are off. The mice will play. What is it? When the cat's away, the mice will play. Yeah. I'm just kidding. They got other guys with leadership that can wrangle them in there. But first off, how you guys doing? How's the VFW Post going right now?
We're doing good. Moving along.
Good deal.
Still doing good things. Mac here's got a whole laundry list of good things that we're doing.
I imagine, like many service organizations in our community, been pretty busy over the last couple of weeks with the wildfires going
Most
on
definitely.
in Ruidoso and. It doesn't matter what veterans do after they become veterans. They're always willing to roll up their sleeves and lend a hand where there is. So I'm sure you guys have been pretty busy helping where is needed there. So I guess we'll probably start with some of that. I'm guessing.
And we did a clothing drive. I think last time we were here.
Last time we were on, you guys were putting that.
And
together.
we had all the clothing. We hadn't distributed them yet, and it so
the timing
we reorganized and pushed them a different way. So we'll probably do another one later on.
And you guys know nothing about mission plans changing during military life or nothing, right? Yeah, you guys don't have any experience there.
We got a Frago came in and
yep.
But we did that. We had water available from our golf tournament that was left over, and we put that up there for the firefighters to help keep them hydrated. And we've got some other stuff coming down the pipe for Rito's support. We have some stuff that's available, and we're gonna take it to them now. That
good deal.
Probably in the next couple of weeks after. Kind of gets opened up, we're going to go up there and set up and support the veterans and the other community members as well.
And I'm going to take a guess that because I imagine VFW across the entire state of New Mexico is rallying to see, and so I'm guessing because you're located here in Roswell, where a lot of the evacuees and a lot of the action's happening. Imagine a lot of the statewide VFWs reaching out to you guys saying, "Hey, what can we do to help? Where can we get involved?"
Yeah, I was on the phone one night for, off and on for a good 3 or 4 hours, just contacting VFW posts all over the state, asking if they'd be willing to collect, be collection points. And then, from there, they would take it to the, your community collection points, so to say. And there are collection points all over the state. So
absolutely.
Yeah, we came together pretty good.
Yeah. And that's something I think people, need to understand too, is, not only are our local chapters of various organizations, including VFW, but statewide, they're networking, and we're seeing stuff from all over the state come in. So it's a good thing. And now that we're kind of at a point where the fires are mostly contained, but there's still a lot of people, evacuees, that are still needing help.
Yeah,
so
there's going to be a lot of rebuilding.
Yeah.
That's
remind folks that just because the fires are out doesn't mean the work's not done.
Exactly.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Good deal. So what else you guys got going on?
Oh, we've been busy. We had our state since last time we talked. We had our state convention.
Where did you guys have? Where was it at?
It's in Albuquerque.
Okay.
The last one was in Albuquerque. That's typically where it is because it's hard to find a place that's in this state that's big enough that can support. And it will also enough competition where you can get it at a fair price.
And sometimes because there's probably more, VFW members in the Albuquerque area, just because like New Mexico, that's where most of our population is, and a lot of them are like, I don't want to go down south, or let's just do it here. Other entities, you fight those same kind of things. Some folks, the people up there, don't want to come out of their bubbles sometimes.
Well, now there are other conferences and things like that. Like we have a midwinter conference that's that comes up. And
so you do share the love a little bit.
Well, and we're going to try to eventually start doing that here in Roswell.
Good deal.
So if we can get some hotels here in Roswell to work with us, let us use a convention room. And,
wink, wink, nod, nod.
What?
Anybody listening? Good deal. Yeah, and for folks that don't know, that does generate some coinage for the city and everything else, because you get depending on the size of that, if it's state convention, you probably have a couple hundred VFW members in town, staying in lodging, eating in restaurants, shopping, doing, what people do when they're in Roswell.
Mm-hmm.
So, these are good things. So if there's anybody that wants to, be involved with that, reach out to Mac or Jason here, and they'd be happy to talk to you a little bit more about that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, trust me, it's good. And we're a good hosting city. We love to bring our locals in, and love to bring people from out of town to show them what we got, and, be the ambassadors we always are. So good deal.
Yeah.
So good deal. But anyway, sorry I got sidetracked there. Talk a little bit about some of the highlights from state.
Oh, it was a good convention for Roswell. I mean, we did, the Post has done great things this year, and we got recognized for a lot of that. I mean, Jason's one of the top recruiters in the state. He got an award up there for recruiting. We got a national award, a National Law Enforcement Officer of the Year award.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He hasn't been notified yet, so we can't throw out a name
All
yet,
right.
but we're going to do something big for him.
Hopefully he's not listening and be like, wait a minute, I'm a law enforcement. Hold on.
Make them all think about it for
it's for another one, sir.
And we had several state award winners too. The Junior RTC Cadet of the Year came from Roswell.
Cool.
Actually, out of Nemi, and she's a Roswell resident.
Awesome.
Her name is Mary Olvera. She's an awesome young lady. She's actually I saw her last weekend at the Capitol at Martin's. Yeah, and she was leaving the next day for the Air Force. She's gone.
Oh, what's her plans? She's going to Air Force.
She reported Air Force Academy last week, so we had to present the award to her mom. But
does she happen to mention what does she want to be a pilot or?
I don't think she didn't mention anything to me, so I'm not sure if she knows yet.
She's probably like, no, I'm going to be in the brass. I'm going to be in the Pentagon running things.
Yeah. She's a very impressive young lady.
Awesome. Well, she'll good luck in Colorado Springs. She's going to make some memories, and this is that time of year. We're all in our age. That's the time we look back at and all that. So she's about to enter a pretty exciting time in her life. That's awesome. Good deal. Congratulations to her. So,
and we also got we won the State Employer of the Year award too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crumlin Auto Group is our the employer.
Well, we all know
Crumlin Employer of the Year.
Crumlin gets so involved in so many facets in our community, and of course, with your day job, you're very familiar with when they partnered up with the college, and especially when they were doing the renovations of their own mechanics classroom, basically.
Yeah.
Crumlin kind of said, "Hey, we happen to have some garages and things that we do these kind of works in. Bring your students on down."
Well, that's the thing too. If you walk upstairs at Crumlin Auto Group, and you're going to see all these trophies and plaques and stuff like that, and they all have one thing in common. They all say thank you, or they something for community service. So yeah, Crumlin Auto Group's great.
Absolutely, they're always and they do so much for veterans. Veterans transport. You're probably very familiar with that. Crumlin's an integral part in making sure that happens. American Legion he supports, VFW. There's way more than I can mention here, and he just keeps doing it. That's that community partnership. How many times do you guys go and see events, major city events, town events? Whether it's a sports tournament or a Cinco de Mayo thing, and Crumlin Auto Group's usually one of the ones in there that helped in some way, shape, or form to make it happen. So it does not surprise me that they excel in this in hiring veterans and everything else too. That kind of jives with the rest of it there. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good deal. Which makes it good for recruiting for you, I get, because you're like, hey, while you working, I happen to know something. And there's a lot of veterans there at Crumlin, probably from selling to back in the service department to in the management side of things.
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah. There's a few.
Absolutely, good deal. What else we got?
Oh, well, only a couple more awards we're doing this year. We had a Firefighter of the Year award for Roswell Firefighter. We haven't announced it to him yet either, so we'll be doing all that here in probably next month. We're going to have a big time there, recognize them.
So we got some first responders here that you guys are going to be honoring, and again sharing a lot of the same. And a lot of times you see a lot of first responders after a lot of them maybe got their first tastes of that kind of stuff in serving in the military.
We just signed the newest member of the Post is a firefighter, and he's like, I know two other guys that just got out, but so it's it's a family over there. So
absolutely, it's and first responders they share the same brain, that family, like, that watch your six mentality that military members have. So it's serving. It's serving. Exactly. Mm-hmm. It's a serving heart. So it's great that you guys are honoring some of our local heroes here that do the stuff day in and day out. That's just, that's something that I don't think people realize, that when you look at our law enforcement. I know I'm getting sidetracked here, but I've had opportunities to do ride-alongs with some of our police officers in the past, and they do so much just little stuff. They're going down the alley. They see homeless folks. They just check in on them. How you doing? Can you get you some water? They're pulling water and their own personal items out of the vehicles to give to people as they're out on their beats, so to speak. And most of that stuff goes unnoticed, unmentioned, unsaid. But our law enforcement first responders, they're constantly, not only in some of the roughest places in town, but helping as much as they can whenever.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yep. Absolutely. So that's a pretty cool deal. So sorry, what else we want to talk about here?
Oh, we started our Dine to Donut. We talked about it last time. We were fixing to start it, I think. And
yes,
we've been. We've had 2 iterations of it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or 3. Dine to Donate has actually been going.
You're doing about monthly now, or
yes, monthly. Yeah, Dine to Donate, and we're doing Patriots on the Patio. That's what we talked about starting up last time.
That's right. That was the new one.
We've done it, I think, twice now.
We've done the Patriots on the patio a couple of times.
We did the Army birthday celebration. It fell in line, pretty good. And we did the Army's birthday celebration on the patio there at Texas Roadhouse. Had a little birthday cake and a little camaraderie going on.
Absolutely. But meet some other veterans and come swap some stories and some fish tales and have a good time. Yeah,
and we're thinking about changing up a little bit. We're going to do some more focused efforts for the Patriots on the Patio to get more participation. We're going to do Law Enforcement Month, and we're going to do
kind of
a big thing coming up is
theme them a little bit.
Yeah, because coming up, school's fixing to start again. Before we know it, and we got our scholarships programs are kind of starting to get in full swing. Our Voice of Democracy and Patriots Pen.
Excellent.
And our Teacher of the Year Award. We'll be looking for great teachers out there. So we want to invite the educators out there and put the word out about the scholarship opportunities for the kids. The themes are already out, so the kids can be working on them right now, and they could have them done before they come back to school. And it's a great opportunity for them to earn some money for school.
Absolutely.
Whatever. Trade school, college, whatever they want to use.
Absolutely. There's, especially, if you qualify here, I'm guessing there's probably a veteran tie in some way, shape, or form.
It's open to anybody. It's open to the public.
Okay. So no veteran ties or anything like
middle
that?
Middle school and high school kids.
Excellent.
They don't have to be tied directly to a veteran or anything like that. It's open to anybody.
But we're not giving away, you got to put a little effort in and talk a little bit about it, because it's a learning experience.
Yeah, for the middle school kids, it's a written essay.
Okay.
And then for the high school kids, it's an audio essay. They got to write it out, and then they got to do the speech with it.
Yeah.
And theme, like for the Voice of Democracy theme this year, is America today our forefathers' vision.
Gotcha.
And then the Patriots Pen has a little their my voice in America is democracy. So
that's cool.
It's a pretty neat little deal that and they can earn a lot of money if they put effort into it and do a good job.
I think it'd just be
thousands of dollars.
Just a social experiment to hear and see, especially from a middle school age student's perspective versus a high school age student's perspective.
Yeah.
I imagine, as they mature, they're going to think a little bit more, and their thoughts are going to change. And middle school, you probably get more answers you're learning in the books in school and things. By high school, where a little bit more critical thinking is involved in some of their education.
Yeah.
You might get a little bit deeper answers. And,
last year, we had some really good entries. Our middle school winner here in town. She wrote a phenomenal essay. It was great. So last year I had some really good entries and
I imagine you guys, because we always, the older you get, the more we get old man yells at cloud mentality a little bit.
Yeah.
And, today's youth, but then you read these papers and everything. And I imagine as much as it's good to have these students, put pen to paper and thought to something formal here, it's equally as good for you guys to be reminded that there's a lot of good youth out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Our future will be bright if we keep fostering and supporting efforts like these students here.
Yeah, the national winner from last year, young lady, awesome. I mean, she wrote like, I wish I could write, I was fortunate enough to be in one.
Yeah, that's the other part. They remind you how dumb you are sometimes.
Exactly.
But man, I would never been that deep at that age.
I wasn't thinking like that when I was 14,
Yeah. And we're guys too, so we're like, our biggest points of the day was like, where's the food? Where's, meat and eat? That's all I need at the moment,
and you were right though. As we get older, it's like, oh, today's youth. Oh, they're so lost.
We get more cynical.
But then we read these essays. We read these essays, and we're like, wow. It was refreshing.
Yes,
I'll put it to you that way.
Faith and hope gets restored a little bit. You're like, okay, maybe some of what the cloud we're yelling at, some of that's sinking in a little bit, and that's the good thing. So, and this is why I invite more veterans to get involved too. If you're a veteran looking to get involved, I invite you to VFW and say, hey, you're going to end up meeting some people that probably see eye to eye on quite a few things that you do, and that's and it's still that same, it's the good part of the military where no matter the group of people, the obstacles together, there was always a job to be done and good that comes from it, the camaraderie, everything. And that's what VFW is. And if you're looking to get back to that, now the best part is you have less of the red tape of, it's government involved, but you're not painting rocks for no reason, or you know what I mean? You're not doing that stuff, but you get the fun part that came from all that stuff, that makes sense. And I think veterans know exactly what I'm talking about. Other people are like, what are you talking about? But, there's a lot of fun to be had doing the dumbest things on earth sometimes.
Makes for a lot of good stories.
And VFW kind of evokes that part without you doing the pointless chatter stuff that they had you do to teach you a lesson somewhere or they just try to keep you busy. I'm not sure which, but they'll spin it any way they want to. I think they just need to kill time for an hour and said, go make them paint rocks.
Painted lots of rocks.
But anyway, if you're looking to get involved, and like you said, you want to make a difference, that's what VFW is it's that social side, the side of, hey, let's hang out, be buddies, check in on each other. How you doing? How's your family doing? That there's that side of it, but then there's the side of, okay, where can we make a difference in the community? Where can we help out? And you guys have kind of tent-poled a couple different areas here with youth, with immediate needs like flooding and homelessness and things like that, and fires. So you guys got a lot of irons and fires here. So whatever your passion is, there's more likely your VFW post has got a section that you can a niche you can find where you can get involved with.
Yes, sir.
And even just supporting. If you're saying, I want to be a member, I can't come to all the meetings, I can't. But your membership, like we've talked in the past, when they're bucking for veterans issues, it
does make a difference.
You walk in the room and say, I got 1 million strong, sounds a lot better than I got 100,000 strong.
Yeah, most definitely.
So that helps in ways too. So please, even if you say, well, I don't have the time to commit, well, if you've got the membership, your name on the list gives them a fighting chance when they're fighting for veteran and other benefits for folks too.
Yeah, I got the state VA secretary and his staff, as well as the director for the New Mexico VA system, came to town for the commander's call 2 weeks ago, and I got to go up there and attend that, listen to them talk, and then they gave me an opportunity to speak along with the other commanders, some of the other service organizations, and we got to let them know the problems that the veterans are challenged with, within the state.
Absolutely.
And then,
and it's probably, and this is getting a little philosophical, but it goes against the mindset of what a veteran is most part, because my veterans, and I'm not saying everyone, I'm not trying to paint a big brush, but, I'm painting a brush nonetheless. Veterans, by and large, aren't the most forthcoming when it comes to asking for help or yes, for something that they build us up in such team building and many of our tasks as military members, when it comes to if you've got a problem or a job, we have a stubbornness to it. It's like, no, and I don't know if it's, it ain't done right, you do it yourself mindset, or I'm too proud to ask. I don't know. Maybe it's a cocktail of all that stuff. But veterans, by and large, aren't the most receptive to that kind of stuff. So we need to remind each other sometimes that we're not super men and women. We're not invincible. We do need to ask for help sometimes, and this is why you see many homeless veterans and things. We're stubborn enough to go to the point of I'll sit with no home before I ask for help.
Yeah,
that is a thing.
Yep.
And that's a good point. June is PTSD Awareness Month, and there's a lot of things on the VA website. There's a whole calendar of stuff you can do every day that you'll find information and stuff. And that's probably one of the top concerns that veterans face.
And if you're dealing with any kind of those things, veteran, not veteran, reach out. Any of our veteran service organizations would be there to help you out, even if you don't have a veteran connection. If you're having some mental health, we will talk to you. We will help you. We will put you in touch with the people that can do more if we can't help you directly. So
I know there's some training going to be coming up here in August, I think. The Department of Veteran Services and some other organizations are putting together. It's going to be here locally. And we're bringing in we have a trained suicide, prevention class that we're going to bring into town too here later on in the year too, to open to the public, firefighters, police, anybody. So
I highly recommend reach out to the Health Council. They might have a lot of resources and support, and definitely would love to partner. That's kind of what they do every day and of course they have the 211 hotline, which for folks that don't know, if you have non-medical emergency issues in Chavis, and it's anywhere. If you call 211 Albuquerque, you'll get the 211 folks there. We've got our folks here in Chaves County that help out there. But if it's stuff like, hey, I'm new to town and I'm looking for a doctor, or I have a child with autism, what kind of resources are available, or I need food assistance, who do I talk to? That's what that number's for. Or if I want some support for mental health, who do I talk to? So for folks out there, if you're having those things today, don't hesitate to call 211. And like I said, it's not an emergency number. If you've got a medical emergency, call 911. But if you're looking for good healthcare information, it's probably your best resource for everything local here. So imagine you guys tap into that too. They'll love to kind of partner and probably even add more to what you guys want to do to help out there too. So that's kind of
definitely we'll definitely reach out to them.
But again, come on out. Come. You guys meet the last Thursday of the month. Is it still at Grace Church?
Yep,
I know
7 o'clock. Still at Grace Church. We're still trying to find a post home. So
working on that.
Anybody knows of anything, let us know.
Yeah.
Reach out to us.
Good deal. We're looking for a building.
Absolutely, and trust me, I know how expensive that is and everything else. And then when you do find a building, then the sweat equity part comes in because, by and large, they just don't have these prefab VFW posts that are just ready to slap in and move in and ready to go. There's not like a Zillow.com of VFW posts that you can just move in ready.
That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
That would be kind of cool. Maybe there's a niche. But so people, but please come out to the next meeting here. Like I said, that final Thursday of the month at Grace Community Church at 7 p.m. Come if you're interested in becoming a member of the VFW, or if you just want to check it out, see what it's about, or
we're still looking for auxiliary members too.
And that's right. Bring your spouses and family members. We're definitely looking. It is a family organization here, and looking to grow past our actual VFW member to incorporate the spouses and other members of the family as well too. So.
Yeah, that'll help us serve the community even more.
Sure. Well, and I know for a fact, because I get involved in the American Legion and others too, and usually your auxiliary, they're kind of the class of your organization. Where, by and large, the vets are meatheads, and I'm not being gender specific. The women are meatheads too. We're all meatheads as vets. Sometimes we need the spouse to say, "Hey, remember what the humans do? Come here."
Well, if you want to kind of know the dynamic of an auxiliary and a post, just come to my house and watch me and my wife. Okay, I'm the explosive, compulsive, meathead.
Yeah.
You know. My wife, she's got it together.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the same dynamic. There,
exactly.
right?
It's the auxiliary that keeps us classy.
Yep.
If anybody has any, I should, before we get to that, is there any other information, anything we wanted to cover? Did we get?
No, we hit most of it. I just want to throw a shout out to Texas Roadhouse for always supporting us.
Yes. When is your next Dine to Donate at Texas Roadhouse?
I don't even have my calendar on. Yeah,
I will find out.
It'll be on our website, VFW12184.org.
There you go.
And on our Facebook.
And if you
page
don't
as
remember
well.
any of that, you can type in VFW Roswell, New Mexico. It'll probably be the first thing that pops up on your.
I can let you know. And
and Jason or Mac will text me here, and I'll share it in ad nauseum on our show here. So don't worry about that. And of course, if you type in VFW Post 12184 on Facebook, or just type VFW Roswell, something along those lines, you'll also find the Facebook page, which you can always shoot a message or like and follow and stay up to date on every little event and thing that's going on through VFW. When the next Dine to Donate is.
About a week out, I run the LinkedIn page for the VFW.
Okay.
About a week out, I start posting the Dine to Donate stuff.
Okay.
And so
then you're on LinkedIn as well too.
Yep,
for
it'll be there
folks
too.
on there.
Yep.
I haven't been told I need a new job yet, so I haven't got on LinkedIn. So I'll let you know in a week or two.
All right.
There's a contact form on our webpage, so if anybody has any questions or just wants to say hi, even go to the contact page, leave your message.
Yeah.
It'll come to us.
Or vets in need or whatever.
Vets in need, we get that all the time.
Yeah, that's kind of. I know all of our veteran organizations kind of have a little bit of a support system on that kind of thing. Whenever
if we can't handle it, somebody else. We might know somebody else that can.
Vet needs some work at a house, or their car broke down in town and need repair money, or they need a place to stay for the night. That between our Chaves County veterans, our VFW, American Legion, and a few others in the mix there, we look out for those folks. But please, if you're in need, and if you're just looking for a place I'm just looking for some new friends and a place to hang out every once in a while. Come on out to the next meeting of VFW and see if you might make a few friends there. And who knows, you might end up finding that niche that goes on the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Good deal, sir. Well, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate you having us.
Anytime. We'll see you next time.
All right.
All right.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. For a couple of weeks now, an emergency disaster service team from the Salvation Army Southwest Division has been providing donation management to folks affected by the two fires near Ruidoso. The Salvation Army Roswell Core Community Center is providing distribution of those donations, as well as financial assistance and emotional and spiritual support from the 612 West College Boulevard Roswell location from noon to 4 daily. Mobile delivery of gasoline is also available on a limited basis. Call the Roswell Core at 622-8700. And as of late last week, the Salvation Army has helped 745 people with meals, beverages, snacks, emotional or spiritual support, and more than $21,000 in financial assistance, nearly $280,000 worth of generously donated household goods and supplies. Lots of activities this week to celebrate Independence Day. The 4th of July Let Freedom Ring Parade in Artesia will begin in the parking lot of West Main Baptist Church. Line up at 8 on Thursday. There's also an Artesia Chamber of Commerce Cornhole Tournament. The link to register is at the Chamber's website. Cost is $20 per team. And July 4th will also feature the inaugural Star Stripes and Dinks Pickleball Tournament at J.C. Park. Registration open to the first 20 players who sign up. Bring your own paddles. And, of course, fireworks at 9 p.m. Thursday at J.C. Park. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Venmo is your go-to for splitting the pizza bill or paying back that $10 you borrowed. But if you value your privacy, there's one very important step Venmo does not want you to take. I'm Kim Commando for Total Ad Block, an easy, safe way to stop seeing ads on the web. For just $19, go to blockwithkim.com. Did you know that by default, your Venmo transactions are out there in the wild for the entire world to see? Yeah, anyone can take a peek at your payment history, like your nosy cousin or that friend who's tracking what you do. Your spending habits are revealed on the Venmo activity feed on the app's home screen, and so are some of your secrets. Here's how to hide that. Open the Venmo app, Tap your profile in the corner and then the settings gear. Hit privacy and switch that to private. This way, your Venmo transactions are just between you and the receiver. It's that simple. Privacy back in your hands. I'm not sure why it's the other way around all the time with these tech companies. Now, if you're tired of all the ads on the internet, make it stop at blockwithkim.com. Are you tired of being bombarded with ads every single place you go online? It's so annoying. It's so frustrating. Companies are spending more on ads every single year, so you're bound to see even more ads. Not only that, the advertisements follow you from site to site. This means more ads in more places and not what you want to see. Now do this. Take control back with Total Ad Block. Say goodbye to intrusive ads and say hello to a cleaner, safer, and faster browsing experience. With Total Ad Block, you can block every ad or allow only the ads you want to see. You'll also have built-in protection from those accidental clicks that lead you to those sketchy shopping sites. Even better, Total Ad Block stops advertising trackers from following your every move. Yes, you get your privacy back. So what are you waiting for? Total Ad Block is on sale right now just for my listeners. Visit blockwithkim.com and get Total Ad Block for just $19 for the first year. That's blockwithkim.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Close to 100 for the afternoon high today. Lots of sunshine with high pressure parked over our area. Overnight will be clear down to the mid-70s and a little bit windy. Then on Tuesday, we have just enough moist air for an isolated afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Still pretty hot. We'll be in the low 100s. A little bit better chance of rain on Wednesday, and then sunny and hot for Independence Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. U.S. monthly inflation was unchanged in May, as a modest increase in cost of services was offset by the largest drop in goods prices in 6 months, drawing the Federal Reserve closer to start cutting interest rates later this year. The CDK global cyber attack is expected to cut auto dealerships' vehicle sales in June down by about 100,000 or more than 7% compared to the same period in 2023. The projected decrease is not reflective of weak demand, but rather the anticipated consequence of some dealerships' reliance on CDK sales software for transactions. Thanks to easing domestic demand and supply conditions, gas prices likely peaked in mid-April at a high of $3.67 a gallon and are expected to continue falling in the coming weeks, and just in time for the Independence Day holiday. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925, we have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
Attention Roswell and surrounding areas. Is your old car, truck, or SUV on life support? Clear. With new management and a whole new attitude, Roswell Ford makes trading up to a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle fast, fun, and easy. Upside down in your loan or stuck in your lease? Roswell Ford wants to get you released even if you owe thousands more than your trade is worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. Right now, get huge savings with rates as low as 0% for 66 months and no payments until Labor Day. Plus, we have a great selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. We've partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or online at roswellford.com. $15.15 per thousand finance on select new Ford models with approved credit.
You can't hunt camels in Arizona, but you can buy them. They go for about $10 a pack. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 7:57. Stay tuned next hour, about 8:15 or so. We'll have the folks from Galacticon join us, talking about Galacticon and UFO Festival, which gets underway this week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right after the 4th of July celebration on Thursday here. So we'll talk about that next hour. But today's a big deadline date, too, for the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. Their 42nd annual Heritage Dinner will be taking place on Tuesday, August 13th. This year, they're honoring Troy Hayes as the recipient for this year's Heritage Dinner. Per his request, it's a drive-through dinner, and Peppers will be on the grill once again, providing a delicious meal for two. That includes a garden salad for two, jumbo shrimp cocktail appetizer for two, an 8-ounce prime rib beef entree with au jus and creamy horseradish, a chicken au pras entree, both served with the baked potato, individual loaded toppings, vegetable medley, roll and butter, and a chocolate brownie dessert for two. All of that is part of this year's. But the date to RSVP is today. Now, you got to get your RSVPs in by today. You can do so by contacting the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. You can call the office at 575-622-8333. Again, that's 575-622-8333. You can also shoot an email to Amy, the executive director, and her email address is executive director or history director at outlook.com. I'm sorry, history director at outlook.com. You can shoot an email to her as well. Or, like I said, just call the Historical Society, 575-622-8333. Get your reservations in. Dinner box is $120, and that serves two. Or you can do the bundle that serves 10. And so you get 5 boxes, and that's $600. And that also includes a commemorative gift and a special gift bag and delivery available too. So we can deliver the boxes. And the good news is we can deliver, so there's 5 boxes. We can deliver them to 5 different locations if need be, as long as they're, within reason. We're not driving them to Carlsbad or nothing, but, around town, things like that. And again, get your RSVP in by today by calling the Historical Society at 575-622-8333. This year, as we honor Troy Hayes and his amazing work with scholarships and everything else, it's all. And we do this one's drive-through by his request, and the meal is his preferences and things. So really cool stuff. But questions, RSVP, call the Historical Society, 575-622-8333, 575-622-8333. All right, news next. We'll be back.
On air and online, this is Roswell's home for talk radio, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. They have just sounded the warning buzzer at the U.S. Supreme Court, telling us to stand by for a release of high court rulings. In this case, we're interested in that ruling on former President Trump's presidential immunity claim.
It's the final day of the Supreme Court's term, and decisions will be announced in the remaining cases. Topping the list is a high-profile case about the scope of presidential power. Justices will announce whether a former president is immune from federal prosecution for official acts. Donald Trump faces federal charges related to trying to overturn the 2020 election results, and his trial was to start months ago but has been delayed while the Supreme Court considers the issue. Greg Clugston, Washington.
President Biden's at Camp David with his family as questions swirl over whether he'll remain in the race for the White House following his performance in the presidential debate. According to the New York Times, his family wants Mr. Biden to remain in the race. What could be a catastrophic storm, a Category 4 hurricane, is bearing down on the Caribbean's Windward Islands. The BBC's Will Grant on Storm Watch.
Communities across the Caribbean are readying themselves for some difficult hours ahead. In Barbados, thousands have heeded the government's advice to board up their homes and shutter their businesses. The island is the first in the region to feel the impact of Hurricane Beryl, which has intensified to a Category 4 storm as it moved west. With storm surge warnings also in place, people in the region's low-lying islands are bracing themselves for the worst, with many stocking up at supermarkets and petrol stations in St. Vincent before the storm makes landfall.
American military bases in Europe have been placed on a heightened state of alert amid reports of a terrorist threat. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 258 points, NASDAQ 10 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
The Justice Department planning to offer Boeing a plea deal to resolve a criminal charge of fraud stemming from 2 deadly plane crashes. And a lawyer for families of crash victims says his clients are outraged.
Paul Cassell says the 15 families he represents will strenuously object to this plea deal, which would amount to what he calls a small fine and a 3-year probationary period. Last month, the Department of Justice said that Boeing's recent string of safety failures amounted to a breach of a previous agreement, in which the company avoided criminal charges for the crashes that killed 346 people in 2018 and 2019. Pleading guilty in this way would allow Boeing to avoid going to trial and admitting that it was responsible for the deaths. The agreement would still need to be approved by a judge.
The BBC's Nick Marsh. Japan deploying an upgraded Earth observation satellite said to be for disaster response and security. Townhall.com. The greatest danger faced by surf lovers?
Stinging jellyfish and sharks on the hunt are some ocean hazards that might typically worry beachgoers, but rip currents account for the most beach rescues every year. 6 people drowned in rip currents over a recent 2-day period in Florida. About 100 people drown from rip currents along U.S. beaches each year. That's according to the U.S. Life Saving Association. And more than 80% of beach rescues annually involve rip currents. John Scott reporting.
And a man who was bitten by a shark over the weekend on Florida's northeast coast is on the mend this morning. Officials of the Nassau County Sheriff's Office, north of Jacksonville, say they found the victim aboard a boat. He had a nasty shark bite on one of his arms. He does remain in the hospital and is said to be recovering well. It was last month's 3rd shark attack in the waters off Florida. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Oh, what's in the deuce?
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Yes.
It is a holiday week Monday.
It is.
Kind of a short week for many, with the 4th of July here on Thursday.
It's also the first of the month, which, of course,
it is July the 1st.
Means cash them checks and get up. No, but it also means that a lot of business is going to be happening today. A lot of, hopefully, a lot of deals getting closed so that we can pad some breaks.
Oh, yeah.
Talking to you, Thomas.
One thing that kind of showed up over, I guess, end of last week and over the weekend was the new rocket sculpture here in the Pioneer Plaza.
I'm so glad that
Looks
has a
awesome,
second
doesn't it?
life.
Yeah.
Although I am curious because I keep looking. I haven't been by to look at it in person yet.
Yeah, I've driven by it. I haven't stopped.
I need to stop and check it out. But did they seal the entrance? Because I feel like they're asking for a lot of YouTube famous
to climb
climbing people to get in there and take pictures and stuff.
I'm assuming you can't get inside of it unless you're super skinny, maybe. But
because as I look at different pictures, different angles, there's still some of the doorways open, like the opening for the slide,
like
where
you
the slide
climb
would
up
have
into
been.
the slide part. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if some super ambitious young climber is going to try it just for the selfie.
Oh, I'm sure. But in the meantime, it's there for all to enjoy and see till someone ruins it for everybody.
And the other thing is, I didn't realize it also lights up.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have the lighting ceremony.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if this is just me, but it's shorter than originally, right? Like the original rocket slide was a lot taller, wasn't it?
So I haven't seen it in person, but
seeing it on the corner, it feels shorter to me. But maybe
they might have taken a section of it out.
But maybe it's just me thinking it like that little kid syndrome. Like you're like, man, I had this big wheel when I was a kid. It was huge, and you see it, and it's like the size of a Matchbox car.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wonder if that's going on.
It could be a combination of a couple of those things. I mean, because things always did look bigger. The other thing is, car rides were so epically long back in the day. They just drug on, and it was like this was the 5 minutes it took us to get to church.
Right.
But it always felt so much longer.
Right.
And now you're just like, it's like 5 minutes.
But it's amazing. It looks cool. It's
perfect timing too.
Right, it's there in Pioneer Plaza, kind of on the corner of 3rd and or 4th and Main, actually. Right there. So you can see it on the corner. And I saw them kind of the week before prepping the area, and I didn't think of what that was. I'm just like, I wonder why they're doing some sidewalk work or whatever.
Right.
Then it dawned on me, they're getting ready for the rocket sculpture. So, but it is up and on display and ready for UFO Festival and for all time to come here. So pretty cool. So a little piece of history. So when people this weekend tourists, why is there a rocket here? Explain to me. It used to be at the zoo and it was a slide and many a kid burned their legs on it.
So many first and second degree burns on that thing.
Yes. Part of me misses those slides though, because they work good as slides.
Well, you don't have to miss them that hard. They have, I think, a couple of those still up
the metal slides
in Dexter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hang out.
I distinctly remember one time at one point being in Dexter and taking the kids to a little park area, and they had that sheet metal slide.
Well, I don't have kids, so I haven't hung out a lot of playgrounds in recent years. For good reason.
That's understandable.
So I'm not.
Anytime
I'm
you
not
want to
up on
borrow
that.
mine, just to have some time at the splash pad to get in cheap at the movie or something, or
use that
family rate, whatever.
Rent a kid.
Yeah, they're all yours.
Nice. Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
What a giving gesture.
It's just one of the many services I provide.
But but as far as slides go, they look like they work way better than slides of today.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing is, those plastic slides, they just don't work well with material.
Yeah,
like clothing and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not as much.
Well,
fun.
and to be honest, the metal slides don't work well with skin.
That's true.
So you put pants on and you're whipping down that thing.
No, the thing we used to do was we would take burlap, like a sheet of burlap.
Yeah.
You go up the top of one of those sheet metal slides and sit on some burlap. You were flying down that thing.
Well, that's kind of how, like, when you went to the carnival, those big giant slides, they'd put you, like, on a piece of burlap to go down that thing.
Some of my favorite things to watch are carnival fails.
Yeah.
Because there's always one of those giant slides with, like, the 6 bumps. By the time you get to bump number 3, you are catching air.
Yeah.
You are airborne.
Yeah, especially if you're light. Like fat guy problems, that's not usually.
Yeah, it doesn't really come up for us.
But yeah, if you're like a $1.2 soaking wet, you're catching air on some of those bumps.
I watched some of the footage from like Action Park when it was a thing.
Yeah,
and I'm like, it's a miracle more of you didn't get injured. Like, I know there was a bunch of people that got really messed up and some people died from, rides at Action Park. It's a miracle more people didn't, because that place was a nightmare factory.
Well,
every element of that park had something in it that could have killed you or cut a limb off.
And this is why your insurance is so high.
The dude who started the park, he had this dream of building a slide with a loop in it.
Yeah.
And he designed the slide, and he would pay his employees to test it, and nobody would. They would send dummies into this slide, and the dummies would come out without their heads on.
All right, looks good to me. Let's open her up.
Give it a shot. They said at best, you maybe make it through the loop with a couple of smacks to the head, and at worst, you basically get stuck in the loop and just waterboarded.
Need to say, I don't think that slide ever opened to the public.
It didn't. No.
But I get the try factor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not to actually try to be on the slide, but to try to make that slide without killing people. I mean, I get, that's pushing the envelope. I mean that's roller coaster.
Live your dream, but in no way, in any situation that I've seen, a slide that has a bump of any type or goes up, that's never going to end well.
Yeah. No.
Not at all.
And I was a fan in my younger days of playing the roller coaster tycoon game as a child. As a grown man, too.
Sure.
I ain't gonna lie. It was it. And that was half the fun.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, I want to build a roller coaster that makes them just nauseous enough that they're willing to get on the ride still. And that was kind of the fun. And so
just enough.
Yeah, because you made it too intense, then no one would ride it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you made it and you're like, okay, I see people getting on. It's going to be a good one. All right, yeah.
There was an artist, I can't remember where this artist was from, but he designed the most fun way to commit suicide, essentially, to die, to unalive oneself.
Jeez.
And it's a roller coaster. And it's a series of loops. Each one is smaller than the next. And it said it's because the centrifugal force will basically remove the oxygen from your brain and
sounds like a horror movie.
Yeah, it is. It was never just. It's not a designed thing. This was just like the assignment, so to speak, was come up with the most creative way to assist one in one's passing.
Golly.
And they said that by the 8th or the 9th loop, you've completely robbed your brain of oxygen. Yeah, essentially.
Sounds delightful.
It does. That's not one of those that you could make on Roller Coaster Tycoon, I would assume.
All those going to cliffs this weekend.
I mean, the slogan does write itself. People are dying to get on it.
That's right. Oh, man. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show.
On that note.
Yeah.
Speaking of amusement.
Yeah. Now that we completely scared you out of going to a theme park ever again, let me give you the rundown. We'll get you updated with the weather here in just a bit. It's kind of middling hot. Rain chances pretty much every day. That's kind of what we're dealing with. Except for Thursday. No talk of rain on Thursday, but every other day. So I think we're good for 4th. But anyway, we'll do that here in a minute. And then Elaine Mayfield's here with Galacticon. I think she's by herself.
I haven't seen anybody else.
I think she's just talking to Roy. Yeah, I hear talking, but I think it's just with Roy. So, sometimes.
I think she's on the phone.
Oh, she's on the phone. Oh, never mind. But anyway, Elaine's here, and we'll talk Galacticon here in just a few minutes.
Sweet.
I don't see the guests. I just hear them in the other room, so I imagine what's going on in there, and I just paint my own picture.
I was trying to replicate. So pull back the curtain. The door in our office has a window in the middle of it.
If you angle it just right.
Yeah, if you angle it just right, you can catch a reflection of the outside door. And I was trying to find the right, the sweet spot.
I can show you exactly where it is.
While I was sitting. All right, here we go.
I can show you exactly where it is. Keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going right there. That's your sweet spot.
And now we know.
That's your sweet spot to see the window. To see the door right there.
Okay. And actually, that makes sense. See, this is why I don't play pool. I'm bad at angles.
That's it. I can see you who's coming in and who's coming out when the door is right at that angle. So, yeah, that's my that's our high-tech security system.
That's right. That's how we roll.
Very good. But Elaine is here, so let's get the hour going. It is 8:16. Let's get you up to date on what we like to call the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Close to 100 for the afternoon high today. Lots of sunshine with high pressure parked over our area. Overnight it'll be clear down to the mid-70s and a little bit windy. Then on Tuesday we have just enough moist air for an isolated afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Still pretty hot. We'll be in the low 100s. A little bit better chance of rain on Wednesday, and then sunny and hot for Independence Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 79 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 56%. Winds currently out of the south at 16 miles per hour. We are looking at a 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. They're talking mainly after 3 today. Otherwise sunny and a high of 98 degrees with winds out of the south at around 15 miles per hour. 20% chance of rain for tonight as well, mainly before midnight. Partly cloudy with an overnight low of 74 degrees. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. For you Tuesday, 20% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms once again. Otherwise sunny. 101 the expected high tomorrow with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. 20% chance at showers tomorrow night as well. Once again, mainly before midnight. Mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 75 degrees. Southwest winds 5 to 10. Wednesday, we're looking at a 40% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, high of 99. Otherwise, south winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday night, 20% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 74, 20. That'd be wild. For your Independence Day, no talk of rain, just sunny skies, a high of 102. That evening of Independence Day, partly cloudy, overnight low of 74. Friday, day one of UFO Fest and Galacticon and everything, 20% chance of showers, mostly sunny and 94. 30% chance of showers Friday night, mainly before midnight, partly cloudy, 70 for an overnight low. 20% chance at afternoon showers on Saturday, otherwise mostly sunny and 94. And sunny and hot with a high of 99 on Sunday as well. So there's always slight chances of rain around this time of year, but 94 seems a cooler UFO Fest than ones I remembered in past. I've seen 102s, and so 94 doesn't seem so bad. So we'll see. Of course, we do have a week's worth of weather between now and then. You know how it likes to change quite often around here. So we'll see what happens, but that's what they're calling for as of today. All right, 8:19, we're going to take a quick minute and a half break, and then Elaine Mayfield will join us talking Galacticon, which we are officially days away from now. Can't say weeks anymore. It's days away. So that's up next. Don't go away.
Strong women need strong partners to help them lead their healthiest lives. At Artesia General Hospital, Dr. Scott Beard and nurse practitioner Lori Crockett deliver compassionate, holistic care to women at every age and stage. From routine checkups to diagnostic testing and specialty services like urogynecology, you can expect the most innovative, personalized care close to home. Learn more about women's services at Artesia General Hospital online at artesiageneral.com/women or by calling 575-736-8394. Many women's services are also offered in Carlsbad.
Hey CVE members, have you scheduled your no-cost home energy audit? If not, it's time to sign up. Call 575-746-3571 to get your name on the list for a free home energy audit. Weather stripping, new door sweeps, minor repairs, and much more. Start saving money and keep that purchased air in your home. Central Valley Electric Cooperative is happy to partner with Green Metal Energy for this valuable audit. Again, 575-746-3571.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know jack. Fergalicious. In fact, they're downright funky. Fergalicious. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know jack. 632-2660.
Fergalicious. The inventor of Pringles is buried in a Pringles can. I wonder if they got their hands stuck putting them in there. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Elaine Mayfield back with us, talking Galacticon, which is all part of UFO Festival, which gets underway this Friday.
That is correct.
Right after our 4th of July on Thursday, we turn things over to to Comic Cons and little green men or gray men, depending on your arguments there. So.
Exactly.
But yes, folks, UFO Festival is going to be kicking off here this Friday. Will last through the weekend here, Saturday and Sunday. Of course, UFO Festival is an all-encompassing citywide event where we have Main Street that's got a section of it. We have the Roswell Daily Record that's doing their film festival and everything. Galacticon, also part of it. That's going to be taking place for 3 days at the Convention and Civic Center. And it is game on. You know, we had the floods and fires and everything.
Yes, we were concerned.
The Convention Center has been first an evacuation point. Now it's a FEMA resource center. And they're still doing some of that. But no worries. There's plenty of room for everybody at the Convention
Yeah, they've
Center.
released our original rooms, the main hall and the room A where the council meets will be the film festival in. So
excellent.
They are using the other 3 rooms, so we're shifting our free room stuff.
Gotcha. So some of the things like where a lot of the panel discussions, you necessarily aren't going to be in a room. You'll be in a sectioned off area now.
Right.
Well, because FEMA's taking up the rooms for helping people from the fires.
Yeah.
Here, and flooding now.
Can I say how proud I am of this community for stepping up when that happened?
It is
for the evacuees.
And keep going. I know we're still, even though the fires are pretty much contained at this
they're
point.
They're evacuating as we speak.
Well, we saw the flooding over the weekend, and we had to play the game of, is this Albuquerque or is this Ruidoso?
Right.
Watch the flooding footage online. Which one is it? And they're like, oh, more buildings, that's Albuquerque.
Right.
More trees, that's probably Ruidoso. But,
wow.
But it's been a crazy weekend on that. So keep supporting. I know we still have our nonprofits still collecting, and churches and everybody still looking to help people where needed. So keep donating, keep supporting, keep getting involved in your various groups to help where you can.
Yeah, I saw a blurb said that the one guy thought there were 1,000 homes destroyed, not 500.
Wow.
I saw that and I went, whoa.
Well, I remember right during day 2, 3 of that fire, they were talking 1,400 structures were destroyed.
And 500 homes.
Yeah, so, because of course that's everything from sheds to barns to businesses to which we know, some of those were hotels and other, the ski chalet and Swiss chalet rather. That was one of the more famous photos from the fires there. And so, just keep helping. They're still, even though, it's open again and people are allowed to come back, and of course they're dealing with the flooding, but there's people that lost their whole lives and need to rebuild.
And no looky-loos yet.
Yeah, no. Unless you live there or have business there or need to be there, then don't go there.
Yeah.
They're not quite ready. I know they want to open the horse track and all that stuff, but let people do what they got to do before you start vacationing and turning, using Ruidoso like we all like, doing a getaway for the weekend.
Right.
So. But that being said, Galacticon's your getaway for the weekend. This weekend, it's going to be 3 full days of fun beginning Friday here. And by the way, like I said, 94 is not our hottest UFO festival, but I ain't going to lie.
No.
Walking around in 94 is still pretty hot. Galacticon could be your respite for when you're getting
we'd like to
heated
advertise
up.
air conditioning.
Yeah, that's the thing about Galacticon is it's all indoors. So
exactly.
So which is great for our cosplayers because I've seen some of the costumes and none of them are exactly summer friendly. And so some are very summer friendly, but some aren't. And so we will appreciate the climate controlled comfort of the convention
and we have
center.
the water park this year.
Oh yeah,
and so that'll be
so
fun.
it'll be a good place to cool off.
And actually, it's probably more pleasant at 94 than it would be at 104.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not the
place
sweet
for
spot.
the kids. Everybody to cool off.
Well, maybe the water won't evaporate as soon as it hits your skin.
They do have a drying tent.
That's right. We do have a dry heat, so it does do that.
And
quick.
that's Let's Play Entertainment. And Sergio's done a great job putting something together for us.
Excellent.
We'll have some bouncy houses.
They're
and
kind of
water
creating
slides.
the kid zone kind of thing
with
all their. Of course, they've got the bounce houses and they usually have the sumo rings and the bull riding. So I don't know if they're bringing all that stuff.
I didn't do the bull riding. I thought that might be a bit much.
Yeah. Well, and let's face it, not all of our cosplayers are athletically inclined.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
So maybe a riding bull might be a little too physical.
Watch it.
I see a lot of people fly off that thing, including myself. So. But so there's got to be. So while Well, you can kind of use the Galacticon as kind of, all right, family, let's pick a meeting spot and then break.
Well, we also have the free parking. So
Yeah.
we have a huge parking lot that will be open to parking.
Yeah, but there's so many like different facets. So the kids can go over there and play in the bounce house and everything while maybe mom or dad is checking out one of the some shopping or checking out one of the panel discussions. That's kind of, you could turn it, obviously depending on the age of your kids, whether you turn them loose or not. But yeah, if they're a little older, say, hey, all right, let's hang out in the Galacticon. We'll fart around, do your thing for an hour, and then we'll meet back at a point here at a certain time or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of Galacticon. It's all right there, and you can just, all right, if you got kids that are, obviously little kids you want to supervise, but if they're 10, 12 of that age where they can kind of, they have their own interests in things, you can let them loose a little bit, and they'll be just fine in there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So think of Galacticon, as a place you kind of go, because for destination, there's going to be all kinds of games and fun and panels and just events. But when you've just had a little too much heat and a little too much of everything, and you're ready to maybe get something to drink and wind down and maybe sit for a minute, Galacticon might be a great place for you to do that.
And remember, the film festival is within the convention
So you
center,
go
so you
check
can
out a
watch
movie.
a movie.
Yeah, come on and say,
and it's
hey.
all free as well.
Yeah, exactly. And it's amazing. And the beauty of the movies is it's a little bit of everything. So there could be short films. So if you're thinking, well, I don't want to tie up 2 hours for a movie, no worries. This one's only about 5 minutes.
Right. And they'll have those posted.
Yeah, they'll have those times posted. But if you're like, no, I want a good hour and a half movie to kill, then you could go accordingly. It's like dark and air conditioning for an hour and a half? Yes, please. I will take that. I'm in. And then you accidentally stumble upon some really good movies. That's the cool thing is these are all movies that and who knows, some of these films you may end up in Sundance or one of these other international film festivals that people that are kind of on everyone's radar.
Many do, yes.
Yeah, that's how like when you go to the movies and you see a movie that's not a Marvel movie or not Paramount or some blockbuster movie company. When you see these smaller independent, but a lot of times they go through the cycle of film festivals.
They're looking for distribution.
Yeah, much like the film, like what we got here, and obviously, and that's when we talk about things like Sundance and Cannes film, to more of the major film. But that's really all they are. These are movies that they're looking for someone to buy the rights to them to distribute them and get them, and so they end up in 3,000 movie theaters and everything else.
Yeah,
but. And so these are filmmakers that are kind of cutting their teeth, so to speak, and in the world we live in today with the internet and technology and AI for that matter, these filmmakers are having more and more tools to kind of not need some of the big budget Hollywood stuff to make their films, and so film festivals like this are more and more popular ways for filmmakers to get their stuff out there. So you could see some great quality stuff.
They had over 100 submissions.
That's amazing. So you're going to see some great films over the course of the weekend, all free. And that's just it. Come with an open mind. You're like, I don't know if I know the subject matter. Who cares? Sit and watch it. I don't know. Some of the best books I've ever read are books that I just said, here, read it, and didn't overanalyze it or think it or read the synopsis and be like, am I going to like this or not? No, just read the stupid book.
Or how many times have you watched a movie that's on late night that you think, I just don't want to go to bed yet?
Yeah.
And it's one of the best you've ever seen.
Next thing you know, you're wrapped up into it. And so film festival's going to be like that for you.
Yeah.
But even though you may not know any of the subject matter or you're just going to get into it and get involved into the story. And next thing you know, you're like, man, that was really cool.
That's right. That's right. We have it going on.
So that's what this weekend's, there's so much going on. If you go to the UFOfestival.com website, and that's probably your best friend for the weekend.
Right.
That has the schedule events for every single item going on as part of UFO Festival, whether it's at Galacticon or downtown with Main Street or at the film festival or one of the other events.
Pick up the supplement from the RDR that Chris Stock does. That's fabulous.
Did they put that out this Sunday?
It comes out Friday.
It'll be out on Friday.
And it'll be with the paper if you get the paper.
So pick up the paper on Friday if you don't normally get one. Get one for Friday.
Yeah. I've been waiting to tell you. I'm so excited. We have a flying saucer car coming. I think I told you about that.
Yeah.
That'll be parked for people to see. Well, he sent me the information, but he got stopped in Missouri on the interstate by a state policeman that just wanted to take picture that he.
Oh,
had
good,
got.
good. He just wanted to check it out.
Exciting, and it's online.
Good deal. He
See
didn't get
it.
for a busted taillight or nothing.
It's in Cuba, depending
on.
Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can check it out online.
Is that where he's from, or
No, he's from Indiana. He's driving from Indiana.
So he's trekking
He's on the
from-
way. Yeah, and they do mention that he's on his way to Roswell.
I'm curious,
And it's fun.
what kind of car was it originally?
Geo Metro.
Okay.
A 91 Geo Metro.
Oh, right. So that's probably a little 3-cylinder jobber. If, I think those little Geos, weren't they 3-cylinders back in the day?
Don't know.
So I imagine it's not the most spacious of spacecrafts.
And you can get a picture of it.
That's pretty cool, though.
But it's neat. Yeah, they got a picture of being stopped by the cops.
Nice. So he's already getting a fan club before he even gets to Roswell.
Absolutely.
Or
And
is
that
he
was
going to
part of
be
what's
just
good.
at Galacticon, or is he going to be like the light parade and
He's
stuff?
going to be
too?
around,
Just kind of
and
out and
also,
about in town.
my co-sponsors are the Chamber of Commerce and Kremlin Auto
Excellent.
Group. So he'll be hopefully at the dealership for a short time.
Ooh.
And he'll be in the parade, and he'll be during Galacticon. He'll be parked at the convention center.
I will say, why is it Kremlin? It's a vehicle on a car lot. Maybe you can make him an offer. I doubt you have to come with a lot of zeros. But,
That's right.
but you never know. Kremlin's like, we can sell it. Come on, put it on the lot. We can sell
thing,
it.
Yeah. But check it out online. I just typed in Missouri flying saucer car. And
Okay.
they got it. So.
Good deal. So
Yeah.
get your cameras ready and get
Yeah.
ready for pictures and a lot of fun. And I'm sure if you're ever had a desire to do your own kind of thing, he's a perfect gentleman. You know what I mean? To pick the brain and talk to this person.
Yeah, he's fun.
Because I'm sure it started he had his Geo Metro, and he probably is like, what am I going to do with this thing? I know, I'm going to turn into a flying saucer. And that, how many times do we see that kind of like where people, like there's that one clip of like the Mandalorian back when that was popular, and some guy turned his motorcycle into the speeder bike kind of thing, and even with the mirrors and everything, so it looked like it floated. But that's all just somebody watches a movie or something and gets inspired, and that's exactly what this guy did.
It's a rabid fan.
Yeah, and that's really what cosplay is bringing the imaginary to real life. Mm-hmm. Because cosplayers in that world, most of the things you're into are these fantasy worlds of unique, advanced, futuristic things, or things that aren't invented. Just and so part of the fun is to bring some of that into real world, like that's why Star Wars is such, when they can bring some of the things from Star Wars to real life, and you're seeing the droids go around and stuff, just like in the movies, it evokes a certain feeling in a sense. That's why Star Wars has so many of the ancillary stuff that people pay, like the little robots.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a little, looks like a lunchbox rolling around the Death Star there. People make those and have them just bopping around, and that just creates and evokes the feeling that is what you're into. And so
absolutely,
that's
good
why
segue. We've got the droids coming back this
year.
Oh, great!
Excellent.
Yeah, Frank is bringing his droids, and they'll be with us and the UFO Museum, which is that fourth entity in the coalition.
Yes. And that's the other thing I haven't mentioned. They're kind of the big one. The one that the reason we're doing all this is the museum, and they'll have their panel speakers and their
they do the speakers
UFOologists and things like that. Absolutely.
Yeah, we have the droids coming in. We also have Steve Garcia, who's an illustrator and artist and animator. He did Iron Giant. He's done Simpsons. Yes. He's done Torque. He's done
so all you
several
aspiring animators and stuff want to pick the brain of someone who's been in the industry.
He's from Albuquerque.
Excellent.
Yeah, grew up in Albuquerque.
That's great.
But and I think it'd be great. A lot of young people really love drawing, love illustration and anime. He's the man to talk to. He's been there. He knows how to do it.
And I imagine too, to help you transition from putting your sketches on paper into a computers and to do it, because cartoons used to be the old-fashioned way. They draw each one and the flip books. That's the rudimentary start of cartoons right there. Technology has changed it and it's done way different. But you look in the days of Mel Blanc and Looney Tunes and all, those were hand-drawn things.
If you haven't watched that Walt Disney's, have you watched that series episodes?
I've seen some of those.
Fascinating. We all know it so well, but to see the background,
and the
great
amount
TV show.
And to be honest, that's why I think so many people hold homage to some of these classic Disney, Fantasia and Snow White, because these are full feature length films that how many hours?
Okay, Fantasia was pretty far out there.
Yeah.
Watch it now as an adult, and you're going, "Whoa, I didn't know that."
But just think of the thousands and thousands of hours of drawings and things to put that together. Where now a computer can do that in probably a fraction of the time. But but to me, to be a true animator, you got to know how the sausage is made. You know, if you want to make animation today, I don't think you can make a decent one without understanding how the concept and how it was done. You know, it's like being a musician.
He's a wonderful guy to talk to. I think, you know, everybody would really enjoy that.
Because of his longevity in the career, you know, I'm sure it's night and day different from when he started in the industry to how they do it today, you know?
Yeah.
Because technology is just, you know,
right.
Who knows, maybe he was still involved in some of the hand drawing stencils and things and you know, some of that crossover between the, you know, computers and hand and
he was a comic book kid.
Yeah, so he probably, you know, so he'll be a great person to talk to.
It'll be a lot of fun with that.
So if you're a film person or a comic person or an artist that loves to draw, I think he's going to scratch a lot of itches for people.
We are going to show Iron Giant. I think we've been made arrangements. It's been kind of hectic, but also on the Thursday night after the fireworks, they're doing the free film E.T.
Excellent.
Yeah, and it'll be at the convention center. We're going over there meeting today on how to work around the room FEMA is retaining. But we were doing it on the patio. We may have to do it just outside.
Okay. But we'll know by Saturday.
We'll get it
when
straightened
you come out there,
today.
just follow the herd. And I love this because E.T. is such a classic movie.
Yeah.
And so parents, you know, you see it and, you know, probably many of you were kids when you first saw it. And now you get the chance for some to maybe see it for the first time with your children. You can come bring your kids if they haven't seen it yet. Or if they have, make it family night, you know.
Right.
You know, E.T.'s timeless. It's a timeless movie that, and even, like I watched it like a year ago, and I hadn't seen it for years. And
I haven't seen it for years.
And it holds up just as well. I mean, some of the technology.
Yeah, and Iron Giant's kind of the same. It's all about acceptance and inclusion and a good
it's a great story.
Film. Yeah, great story.
Absolutely. Yeah. And plus it's big robots and everything that young kids love. And
got everything.
Got all the action and everything else. But really, go to the website or get the paper on Friday and get that schedule. That way you can kind of plan your kind of way you're going to handle the weekend here. So you that way you're like, well, they got a cool thing over at the UFO Museum I want to be at 2:00, but then I got to be back at Galacticon at 4 for this thing. You know, that way you can plan all that. And good news is it's all right here downtown for most of it. You know,
within 9 blocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we start, and just kind of giving an overall again. We start like around First Street with the stage, Tejano music and cultural aspect, the car show.
Yeah. It's not all Little Green Men and
it's not.
And comic
Certainly
book
not.
folks. There's a little bit of
you
stuff for
work
everything.
north. There are 3 beer gardens. There are 2. There's children's area also downtown. You're right. And the other stage is by the courthouse.
Yeah.
And of course the Main Street kind of centers around the courthouse. So we're kind of covering this area, and then you end up north on 900 block with the convention center, and that's Galacticon and RDR. So it's all that and in between.
Absolutely.
Some of the things that there's all kinds of music and groups and things. We did go with more of a regional aspect this year.
Excellent.
I think people come here to not
see our flavor.
To see our flavor. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And so it's nice. Alexandria is coming, a local regional singer, and we've got all kinds of shows, fun things.
Oh, yeah.
If you remember some of the things we've done in the past.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of this is free of charge or no cost or very little cost depending on some of the different things you go to. So you could literally have fun all weekend with the family and spend very little money.
Well, we've got also all the vendors, wonderful vendors. We have food trucks everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
There will be food trucks. We only wanted about 4 or 5 at the convention center just because we want to put them on that road down there.
Sure, but between the whole Main Street corridor and down to the convention center, there's going to be lots of different food offerings. So if you want to do your food crawl kind of thing, which is kind of a UFO festival tradition anyway, because we get lots of great vendors and people come in with their unique creations, your alien eggs and various other things. And
I've got somebody bringing UFO type phone's ringing.
It's a Murphy's Law. If you're on the air, it's going to go off.
Yes, and I should have turned it off. But anyway, dog bones shaped by aliens.
Oh, nice.
I've got a vendor for that.
Treats for the doggies,
treats
too,
for the doggies,
for your friends.
Yeah, we've
too.
got about 30 merchandise vendors all set up, ready to go.
Excellent.
Everything from jewelry to collectibles, Funko Pops. Yes, we have them.
Excellent.
Comic books. I've got 2 comic book people there this year.
Great.
Yeah. Sometimes we
there's
don't
some
get
of
the comics.
the traditional roots of a con are part of this con as well.
That's right.
Too, so
that's right. And then we have the steampunk. We bring, if you remember the large steampunk.
Yeah, this Galacticon always kind of at first
kind of
started with that, but it's evolved and added much more. But but there's still the steampunk love niche that's always going to be probably a part of this, just because that's always part of the roots of this.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And jewelry, home crafts, some real far out stuff. We also have 2 or 3 booths of spiritual learning.
Excellent.
We actually have a drum circle.
Oh, wow.
And they'll be at a booth the whole time.
Nice.
But they're also going to do 4 drumming sessions.
Okay.
And
is this like native, or is this more?
He is.
Okay.
He is. I'm trying to remember. I think it was from Arizona.
Okay.
If I recall.
Very cool. So not all the culture's from out of this world. Some of it's from right on our own planet.
Some of it's from way back. Way back. But I don't know. I've watched TV. I can see it. So, and pendulums. That's big right now with pendulums.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we do have some of the spiritual crystals.
Sure.
So we kind of have a wide variety.
And we live in a world where everyone's looking to improve their mental health. You know, and finding unique and different ways to do that. And believe it or not, Galacticon probably has lots of different ways for you to do alternative ways to deal with your mental health, you know, and kind of deal with
exactly.
Stuff.
Of course, we have our gaming, which is
Absolutely.
about a third of our space, really, this year.
And it's all it's board games to tabletop to gaming games, like
video.
Computer video games.
We do have
it's all
video.
of the above. So
right.
You know, we got to talk,
and that goes on the whole time.
Yeah, and so if you're a D&D person, or if you're more into like Street Fighter and those kind of games, all will be available to you during Galacticon this
Absolutely.
week.
We'll have a library of older board games and things as well.
So if you want to go classic board games, like Chutes and Ladders or some of these old school ones.
Yeah, Frost Giant's bringing their library. So we have tables set up so a family can go over and pick one that they like and sit down and play for a while in a cool, air-conditioned room.
He's probably got some of the ones that were, you know, very popular in different times that may have kind of were forgotten a little bit, you know, some of these games, you know, like I remember like going to garage sales as kids, and they always had like the ants in the pants game. Don't spill the beans.
Operation.
You know, those are fun games to play. I wonder if they're still around.
Another thing that we're doing this year, we've got 2 speakers that are speaking kind of an alternative views of the UFO.
Okay.
And Guy Malone, being a local person, and Joe Jordan is from Florida.
Okay.
And he's actually shooting a documentary while he's here as well.
Okay, so he's doing.
So they'll be doing some
wearing
speaking,
2 hats
and they're
over the
from
weekend.
2 to 5 on Friday and Saturday.
Okay,
and that's one that we have to figure out where.
Got to find.
But it'll be at the convention center.
Yeah, but yeah, everything is a go for Galacticon. Like I said, might have to shift locations just because of with FEMA and what's going on
at the film festival
and the film festivals, But it's all game on. It's all going to be happening as part of the UFO festival this weekend here. So game on. Have fun.
That's right.
No. Like I said, the only thing that might be different is a room got moved or something.
Exactly. Or we moved. Yes, exactly.
But
the other thing that we're doing, and you touched on cosplay.
Yes.
And we wanted to add to it. This is nothing taken away from the alien costume contest, which we ran for years.
Pet costume, that's all game on. The light parade, the run, all of that is again UFOfestival.com. You can find times and sign up information for all that. But all of that is part of this UFO festival, just like previous UFO festivals. Yeah.
What we're doing with cosplay is making it very interactive. The cosplayers register at noon, and then they seek votes for People's Choice Award.
Kind of a sing for your supper a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Carry around a little jar with you can stick a ticket in. Nice. Anybody can buy tickets $1 a piece or 25 for $20.
So
And
find
then
your
you can
favorites
go
and vote
for
them.
your favorite ones. You
Yeah.
can put them all in one person, or you can split around. But that'll go on till 3 when we have regular judging. So the People's Choice Awards will depend upon the public.
Absolutely.
That's fun.
So if someone goes as your
Yeah.
favorite character, or if you
Yeah.
just appreciate the craftsmanship behind that
Exactly.
particular outfit, then whatever your criteria is, game on. It's your vote. You get to
That's
pick
right.
it. I just like that person. Okay, great. I just appreciate
I
their
think
effort.
it's going to be a lot of fun to be very interactive.
I was a fan of the Smurfs back in the day, and they're Smurfs, so or whatever it is.
And they'll be finished in time to go to the other contest, which is at 6.
Good deal. So you won't miss any.
Don't
if
miss
you wanna,
anything, and then the parade's after that.
If you want to, multi-compete into different things, and then of course that. Even when there's not official things planned, there's just stuff going on. Vendors, people street walking and doing various things. There's always something going on somewhere downtown, around town here, Friday through Sunday this weekend here. It's just so much going on.
Well, Thursday night is the free movie.
That's right.
So
everything gets
Thursday
off
night.
Free movie Thursday. So 4th of July night, after you're done fireworking or all that, you come and check out the free movie. Or if you're not into fireworks and stuff, come watch the free movie here. And
we always do peppers on Thursday night.
Yeah, and you got to have
a tradition.
That's kind of the welcome reception for all of our Galacticon family that kind of come in from out of town over there. Because some of these folks have been here year in and year out for years. And so you build friends and you build, relationships. And so it's like meeting family when you come to these things sometimes.
That's right.
So Thursday night, there'll be a Peppers. So if you go to Peppers, just happen to go to catch dinner that night, and you see a bunch of folks hanging out and celebrating.
Remember, they are closed fairly early anymore. They close at 9.
That's true, too.
So we have to go there first and then go back to the movie.
I'm old, so 9's late for me. I don't eat dinner at 9 o'clock anymore. I'm thinking about bed about that time. So I'm like, late? 9's pretty late. What do you mean?
Right.
But I forget I'm old.
Well, you also have a job that you have to get up in the morning.
I do. I have a morning show. I keep telling them, can't we start this morning show at noon? But they don't listen to me. But
exactly.
But it's this weekend, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Let me ask volunteers and things. Could you use some more of that stuff?
Yes, we do have volunteers.
So if you'd like to serve that way, reach out to Elaine. She'll put you to work somewhere.
Main Street has really been collected the volunteers.
Okay.
So Barb Gomez.
So you go get a heart of Barbara through Main Street. If you go to Main Street,
I have about 3 or 4 that have contacted me as well. But they get a T-shirt.
Yeah, you get there is swag and perks for serving.
Right.
You get usually exclusive swag that's only available for volunteers.
Right.
And plus, you're behind the scenes. You get to see some of the cool stuff that goes on behind, and sometimes you get access to things that the public doesn't. That's kind of cool, And so there are perks to volunteering. So reach out to Barbara.
It's a lot of fun.
If Main Street Roswell has a Facebook page, if you just shoot a message through that, Barbara or whomever will get to you pretty quick.
Yeah, the UFOfestival.com.
And they'll get out through that too. Don't forget, just throwing a quick plug for Main Street. I know we're all talking about UFO Festival and everything else, but guess what happens next Saturday? Farmers Market starts up.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So right after UFO Festival,
Poor
the Farmer and Garden Market starts up. So get ready. If you watch your produce and everything, that will fire off, not this weekend, because UFO Festival is this weekend, but next weekend.
I'll be darned.
It's game on. So just put that bee in your bonnet that after we're done UFO Festival and get ready for produce and everything else on the courthouse lawn. So
I love going to that. That's fun.
One of the best things of the summer is the Farmers Market every Saturday. So
yeah, and be sure and do the pet contest.
Yeah,
and that's Saturday morning at 9. We do it early because it's easier on the puppies.
Well, we want to, and if you're going to bring your pets out for everything, please. There's a lot of asphalt, a lot of sidewalks. Protect their feet accordingly. Even though it doesn't feel so hot, that it's like, well, would you like walking around on it barefoot?
Yeah,
and I'm sure the answer is no. Then your pets are the very same.
Right. So it's early 9 o'clock Saturday morning, courthouse steps.
Absolutely.
And that's by the Galacticon and Real Pickles Kennel Club. And our new sponsor this year is the Wildlife Safari Emporium.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So, excellent. So,
got quite a few money prizes.
Yeah, the good cash prizes this year.
So.
And even if you don't own a pet, it's still one of the funnest things to watch as part of, there's a reason why it's popular. It's because it's as fun to watch as it is to participate in.
That's right.
People get so creative, and most of the time it's dogs and cats, but every once in a while a horse or an iguana or something shows up.
Bedazzled lizards. I've had a horse painted green.
Yeah, but everyone gets so creative and have a lot of fun with it. And same with the people contest, too. It's equally fun.
It is.
So, UFOfestival.com, you can still sign up.
Right.
You can still,
and we're RoswellGalacticon.com.
Yeah, and that's for everything. But if you just kind of want to know everything, the UFO Festival's got everything Galacticon's going on as well as the other stuff.
Right.
So my suggestion, if you just want Galacticon specific, go to the Galacticon. But if you're trying to plot your 3 days, maybe
they're
get
all
on
linked as well on the UFO.
Yeah, and you
can all pop over to anything you want.
There's the synergy there. You go. So if you're like,
It's
I
a
want to learn more
coalition.
about the Phone Festival, there's a link. You can go right
Yeah.
there. If I want to learn more about Galacticon, you click
Right.
that. I want to learn more about the Main Street stuff, you can click on that.
It's a coalition, I call
Yeah,
it.
or the UFO, the panel speaker
And the
meetings.
city has sponsored several aspects of it, especially through the lodger's tax, and helped with all the marketing and
Yeah.
everything. So it's
Cities-
a real coalition.
Cities worked as moving the mountains for the roadblocks and things,
Yeah.
making sure the city amenities are available to people that need
Right.
it, making sure the roads that need to be closed are closed, the ones that need to be open are open, and those kind of things. So
That's right.
that's what they're doing, and then Main Street's kind of being the glue on, telling everybody where it's at and doing their own thing, but they kind of being the ambassadors of welcoming everybody with their passport and being on the courthouse lawn kind of at the center where everyone kind of hangs out. And so they kind of are funneling people down to the convention
Right. They
center
do have a
down to-
corridor that they're actually charged with.
Yeah.
And so they do kind of stick with that corridor.
Yeah.
So
But they also serve as the conduit to get you from one to the other.
That's right.
And,
Both ends.
and really, like the cultural, the concerts, all
That's
that's all
new.
through Main
That's all
Street.
new.
And that's all. And I imagine that's going to evolve too, especially with some of the landscape changing downtown with the county and some of the parks and things around the courthouse
Right.
lawn. So in the future, we may see more or a shift in somewhere that takes
right.
place.
Yeah, the area behind the courthouse is the new great blocks.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of giving it a whole.
It'd be more of an event landing place.
Yeah. Kind of making it, and when there's not events going on, it's a place just to, downtown. People be down there.
Right.
Oh, we're going to do hey, it's
Well,
Friday night. We'll
I'm
come.
sure the farmer's market or and things like that will be moved there. as
Who
well.
knows? Maybe Food Truck Friday shows up there at some
Right.
point again, or who knows? But that,
Yeah.
it's evolving to a place for more of this kind of thing.
Yes.
So, yeah. But UFOfestival.com, go there, get your everything you need for this weekend. Reach out to Galacticon or Main Street if you would like to volunteer or get involved. And I'm going to ask this question. You might get mad at me, but if a vendor called you today to want to get in, can they still get into Galacticon?
Yeah, they need to have their paperwork.
Okay.
And if they're from around here, they know they need a New Mexico tax ID number.
Gotcha.
And
as long as your ducks in a row
permits.
with
Yeah,
permits
as long
and
as all
everything.
that's, we probably could work you in.
We could squeeze you in somewhere. So, but don't wait till Thursday. Talk to
No.
her today. Get that done today, please.
Right.
So reach out to Elaine. You can find her on Facebook or through Galacticon.
Right.
Or through the Main Street, the UFO Festival website. You can get a hold of her any of those different ways. So.
That's right.
Good deal. Did we get it all?
Gosh, I think so. There's a lot going on. Just
have fun. I
yeah.
guarantee there's something somewhere in
Exactly.
UFO Festival that you're going to love and enjoy and so glad that you didn't miss and or discover your new thing. Who knows? Your next hobby or niche or thing you didn't realize you were into might be discovered by you this weekend.
That's right. That's
never
right.
know.
Support our local businesses. That's
Absolutely.
what it's all about.
Yeah, and while you're down, shop the Main Street corridor.
Right.
A lot of them are
and I would say over half of our vendors are local.
yeah. And even like your storefronts and stuff, Main Street, they're probably doing sales and things. This is their
Right.
Black Friday. This
Right.
is where they make their nut for the year pretty much. And
Yes.
so support all, while you're out and about. And guess what? A lot of those businesses have air conditioning too. So if you're downtown, you're like, hey, T-shirts. I really want to look at T-shirts now. Go for it. Get some shirts. So good deal. Well, thank you, Elaine,
All
as
right,
always.
thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Absolutely.
For maybe this, or maybe another
Who
hat.
knows?
But we always see you next time. Oh, real quick, too, since we're both involved in the Historical Society.
Yes.
Today's the last day to RSVP for the Heritage Dinner for Troy Hayes. July 1st is the deadline. So reach out to the Historical
And it
Society.
is a drive-by thing.
Yes.
And we will deliver.
Absolutely. So call the Historical Society today to RSVP, 575-622-8333.
Yes.
Or you can shoot Amy an email, historydirector@outlook.com, and she'll get you. But today, July 1st
What a wonderful person to emulate. The scholarships that he supplies,
Absolutely.
working with kids, he's marvelous.
Thanks to what his family has done, that's been a conduit for success for so many youth in our
absolutely.
community. And so I'd like to say there's generations of kids that we have great stuff going and the Hayes family is an integral part of that.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's a great thing. So get your RSVP and get you some delicious Peppers food. They're doing prime rib and chicken arpois. So good eats for everybody here.
That's right.
All right, it is 8:56. Let us pause for we'll do Lou Dobbs and a quick commercial break before news here at the top of the hour. Don't go away.
All across America, this is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
I'm Ryan Lang in for Lou Dobbs. A new month on Wall Street, second half of the year kicking off. Fed minutes out this week. July trading underway today. Wall Street coming off of a strong first half of the year. All three major indexes finished with notable gains over the first 6 months. NVIDIA carrying the tech-heavy NASDAQ. The chip maker surged more than 150% since January. Rest of the Magnificent Seven overperforming too. The 2024 tech boom resulting in a 20% advance for the NASDAQ so far this year. The S&P 500 getting a boost from tech as well. The index up 15% since the start of the year. The Dow Jones Industrials up less than 5% over that time. Key jobs data out this week. The June ADP employment report before the opening bell Wednesday. Last month, the economy added 152,000 jobs. Meanwhile, the June employment report due out Friday morning. Last month's Fed meeting minutes set to be released Wednesday morning. Wall Street looking for more hints that policymakers plan for rate cuts this year. Past few inflation updates have shown prices steadily coming down. Investors looking for signals that the Fed is recognizing the trend. Please join Lou twice each weekday for the Lou Dobbs Business Report right here.
Business news you need to know. Keep listening for more. This is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
Janine Pirro here for Colonial Metals Group. Colonial Metals Group helps Americans protect their future with the most trusted store of wealth in human history. Physical gold and silver. If you're retiring or retired, go to colonialmetalsgroup.com/Pirro for your free Janine Pirro Colonial Metals Group Retirement Protection Kit or call 800-965-8004. 800-965-8004 now to receive a free home safe and up to $7,500 in free silver.
Oh! Shooters, mark your calendars for the H.F. Sinclair 3rd Annual Freedom Clay Shoot, July 12th and 13th at the Eddy County Shooting Range, benefiting the Artesia FFA. Main event is Saturday. Registration at 7 a.m. 1 in 4 participants win prizes, gun boards, raffles, and lunch included. There's an option Friday night light shoot with $40 individual rounds. Details and registration info at artesiachamber.com. Deadline is July 1st. The 3rd Annual H.F. Sinclair Freedom Clay Shoot, July 12th and 13th at the Eddy County Shooting Range.
It's time for the 88th Annual Lee County Fair and Rodeo, August the 2nd through the 10th in Lovington. Come to the Lee County Fair for the greatest entertainment in New Mexico. August the 2nd, it's the annual Hispanic Heritage Celebration featuring Eric y su Grupo Mazore and Los Tigres del Norte. Tuesday, August the 6th, after PRCA Extreme Bulls, it's country legends, the Bellamy Brothers. Wednesday, August the 7th, Faith and Family Night featuring Casting Crown. Nobody but Jesus. Thursday, August the 8th, it's Tough Enough to Wear Pink Night with Joe D. Messina.
Heads Carolina, tails California.
Friday, August 9th, celebrate America's heroes with Justin Moore.
This is my dirt.
Saturday, for Volunteer Appreciation Night, it's country superstar Kane Brown.
Baby, I swear I can feel it in the air.
Log on to LeeCountyFair.net for tickets and more information. Don't miss the 88th Annual Lee County Fair and Rodeo, August the 2nd through the 10th in Lovington. 88 years of tradition.
Paul.com. I'm Rich Thomason. An historic ruling from the U.S. Supreme Court, a ruling on the question of presidential immunity from prosecution. Correspondent Jeremy House says this case involves former President Trump and allegations that he had sought to overturn the outcome of the 2020 election.
In a historic ruling, the justices said for the first time, former presidents can be shielded from prosecution for at least some of what they do in the Oval Office. The justices have ordered lower courts to figure out how to apply the decision to Mr. Trump's case rather than do it themselves. The outcome means additional delay before the Republican ex-president could face trial.
And the High Court's action does all but end prospects that Mr. Trump could be tried before the election in November. The former president has steadfastly denied any wrongdoing. They have been boarding up homes and businesses, and mass evacuations have taken place as powerful Hurricane Beryl approaches the Caribbean's windward islands. National Hurricane Center's Michael Brennan says it is a powerful Cat 4 storm.
We're most concerned about areas from St. Vincent and the Grenadines south to Grenada, where we could see the core of that Category 4 hurricane move through. When you get to Category 4 strength, you can see things like total roof damage, roofs lifted off of homes, exterior wall collapse, trees uprooted, significant damage, and a complete destruction of power lines and other infrastructure.
A storm of a different variety has engulfed the national political scene in the aftermath of President Biden's poor performance in his debate with former President Trump. This is a storm that could end Mr. Biden's bid for a second term. 5 people shot early today, including 3 who were killed near the University of Cincinnati campus. Police say 2 people are in custody, including one of those who was wounded. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is down 35 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Preliminary results show that France's national rally has surged into the lead in the first round of legislative elections. It brings the far-right party to the brink of power, delivering a major blow to President Macron's centrist party.
A dramatic win for France's national rally. The party was for years considered too extreme for most French voters, with its anti-immigration, Eurosceptic platform and its links to the Kremlin. The party's leader is Marine Le Pen. She told the country it had nothing to fear from a right-wing RN-led government. But there is a second round of voting here next weekend, and things could still change.
The BBC's Andrew Harding. European Union regulators accusing social media company Meta Platforms of breaching the bloc's new digital competition rules by forcing Facebook and Instagram users to choose between seeing ads or paying to avoid them. News and analysis, townhall.com. NASA says a couple of astronauts will be staying in space longer than planned, continue troubleshooting Boeing's capsule.
Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams arrived on Boeing's new space capsule about a month ago.
I want to make it very clear that Butch and Sonny are not stranded in space.
This was the first astronaut launch for Boeing after years of delays and setbacks. NASA's Steve Stitch says engineers are troubleshooting some problems.
We'll have a little bit more work to do to get there for the final return, but they're safe on space station. Their spacecraft is working well, and they're enjoying their time on the space station.
NASA has not set a return date.
We're not in any rush to come home.
Boeing has said some leaks that were spotted during the flight are not a concern for the return trip. I'm Ed Donahue.
Evacuation orders in Arizona have been lifted for some residents of northeast Scottsdale. They had been out of their homes for days because of a fast-moving wildfire. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3. Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. That was a Coca-Cola.
Every time. For the entirety of the history of my working here, every time I've cracked a soda, Mike has to let people know what it is.
I don't want to get Sean in trouble thinking he's drinking at 7, 8, 9 in the morning.
But honestly, do you think that's the first place people go? Like, oh, clearly Sean has a problem. But I've noticed every single time consistently.
Well, that is the official sound of 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, well, that is true. I think that it's more Thomas's text message notification. You know, the sound of a beer. A bottle cap hitting the table. That's unmistakable. You're not going to be like cracking open IBCs in the morning. So if you hear the sound of a bottle cap hitting the table, that's indicative.
I'm a victim of marketing. And it's the Bush people that cause it. Bush.
Hey, well, seeing this right here, this shows the split in where we grew up. Because around here, this is Coors country.
Yeah, but Bush had a bigger marketing, and they did the Bush. Head for the mountain. you know, they were the original Go to the Mountain.
Who was it Keystone that did the bitter beer face guy?
That might have been.
Which is
that
kind of ironic because Keystone's kind
that's
of a
the bitter face beer. Yeah.
So it's like, why would you?
Well, I guess they're going after Pabst.
Maybe the bitterer beer.
And if I remember right, wasn't that in the Ice Revolution when all these ice beers came out?
Oh, like Bud Ice.
Yeah, and Ice House. And yeah.
It was probably I was around there.
Everyone had that ice there. Wasn't there a Miller Ice too, or some kind of ice?
I think so, yeah. There was like 16 different variations, but it was like, that's like drinking caffeine-free Diet Coke. It's like, have water.
Well, if I remember right, the ices had like a 1 or 2% more alcohol by volume.
I think Bud Ice was a little stronger.
Yeah, isn't like the average beer like 3 or 4% alcohol, and they were like 5 or 6.
I think average is 5.
Okay.
Unless you're in Texas, certain parts of Texas or Oklahoma where they cap it at 4.
Okay.
That's why you hear about 4-point beer.
Yeah. And all I remember is when I was in the Air Force, when we were in Italy, and you could buy at the Class 6, which is the base liquor store, for folks that don't know. Why they call it Class 6, I don't know. But
should have called it the 13th step.
Right. Kidding. See your first officer. That's it. See your first shirt. That's what they should call it. See your first shirt store. But anyway, they sold what was called elephant beer, and I think it was German or Italian or one of them.
Okay,
and it was like 12% alcohol.
Oh, wow.
But it was like a glass. It was like wine. And now, don't get me wrong. It tasted like a German beer.
Oh, of course,
full flavored,
super stout.
Which is code for
Yeah.
In my world, I know some people, beer snobs, love it, but I don't want to eat my beer. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's gross.
I shouldn't have to chew it. And then they like it hot.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah. They get the Hopperweizen. That's where you serve it warm, and it's not pleasant. Some like it though.
Hopperweizen sounds like a torture device.
Yeah, well, everything in German sounds like a torture device to me.
Anytime you roll your R's like that, into the Hopperweizen.
It sounds like an angry, abrupt people. Yeah, but anyway, that's the universal symbol for Bush.
I just had "Talk Dirty to Me," the song going through my head.
The Poison song.
Yeah, but it's and baby, talk German to me. You just hear Hitler in the background during the instrumental.
That escalated quickly. Jawohl. Let me give you Les Rundown for this hour of the show. That was French.
I was
changing
Spanish.
things up. we're multicultural here on Mornings of Mike
We're just
Winter.
trying to give you the whole breadth of language education.
Give the old Bob Euchre. Espanol's my second language. But we'll get you update with the weather here in just a bit. And then here in shortly, just a few minutes, we're going to be joined by, I guess, half of Gross Domestic People band. They're going to be opening up tonight, or not tonight, Wednesday night, with Powerman 5000 at the Liberty.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can still get tickets or not.
Yes.
I'll ask.
Yes, you can.
Okay. Good
Absolutely.
deal.
In fact, you could get tickets from them right now if you needed to.
Okay. Cool.
They're moving them.
Excellent. So we'll talk with Jason and not Jason, Jeffrey and Jeff and Jocelyn. I got all my J's mixed up.
Just the domestic people came today. They left the gross people at home.
Hear that, Will and Carlos?
Just throwing it out there. We have 4 mics. You could have been here.
Well, I've been giving Will a hard time the whole time, thinking he's a diva. He's too good to come. He's just working. That's his only.
Right.
He's just got a day job.
How dare you, sir?
But I'll spin it that he's the front man. Front mans are they're the divas of the group. I define.
I'd love to see your tour rider. What color M&Ms do you like, Will?
Right. I like them brown. And green ones, no.
I think it was. I can't remember what movie it was. One of the Jennifer Lopez movies. Matthew McConaughey, Jennifer Lopez.
That narrows it down.
Doesn't it? Matthew McConaughey's character only liked brown M&Ms because in his mind, chocolate is already brown, so there's less artificial flavoring.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
So what, you're just putting a clear shell? No, that's not how that works.
That's as sound a logic as any other if we're considering every single one tastes exactly the same anyway. Oh, don't even come in the room with that mess.
Yeah, that's not.
White chocolate is not chocolate. That is a scam put on by Big Chocolate or someone else, Big Sugar. White chocolate is not chocolate, nor should be considered chocolate. It is just
like it's chemically altered to the point where it's not.
It doesn't
chocolate
even taste
anymore.
like chocolate.
It's not even chemically altered. It's the fact that it's not made from the same plant. It's not
cocoa
made from,
plant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just like they added so much to it that it's basically not even chocolate anymore.
I want to say it's carob or something like that. But I like white chocolate. It's just not chocolate.
Right.
I don't.
Whereas dark chocolate is like
I'm
probably the
against
most
principle
chocolate
because
you can
it's
get.
false advertising from the get-go. I'm a chocoholic, and to even try to come in my room to posing as chocolate, das Boot, that's what it gets.
I need to know. I would love to sit down and have a conversation with the man who stocks our vending machine.
Yeah.
Because who thought the valuable real estate that is our snack machine should be given even slight consideration to the Zero Bar? There's like a whole row of them. And yeah, I got one the other day because I haven't had one in eons. And then, I took one bite and remembered I hate these and threw it
Zero
away.
people like them, hence the name.
Right.
Why are they called Zero again? I forget.
It's just because they're white chocolate. I don't know what the
Zero
meaning is behind
taste,
it.
zero reason to live eating these
I
things.
think maybe the saturation of chocolate's been turned all the way down to zero.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All I know is it's a sham, and it is a real conspiracy against humanity to have white chocolate.
Well, then you have dark chocolate, which is like the most of the cacao variety.
That's what I give my grandma. She got the special darks. She always liked those. I ate the Crackles and the Mr. Good bars and the Hershey's, and the special darks went to grandma.
Yeah.
She loved the special darks. And Mary Jane's, weirdly enough.
Greg checking in on the chat about the whole German beer conversation. He said Das Boot, but he spelled it DOS.
Uh-huh.
Dude, you got to get a PC or something, man. Upgrade.
Yeah.
Past DOS.
MS-DOS boot.
That's multicultural. That's Dos Boot.
Yeah, that's Dos Boot.
That's 2 boots.
Dos Boots. But
I think if I'm going to start a band, Dos Boots is going to be my new name.
Coming at you with both boots.
And in my head, a rock country band, like a rockabilly band. Dos Boots. With an accordion.
How come? Okay, I understand what's happening with country music right now, but why does everybody think they can do country? Like, there's no the bar to enter country music now is so low. Post Malone is doing country. Marshmello is doing country.
Beyonce is doing country.
I think it's one of the few genres of music that's on the radio that actually uses drums and guitars and things that aren't involving a computer. And maybe that's part of the reason. Some of these people are like, I can actually do music. I'm going to do it a country song.
I have a song playing on my station right now, where part of the chorus is 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. I'm like, it's rap.
Yeah.
It's rap at this point.
But if you do it with a twang.
With a little twang.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe like a mandolin or a violin in the background.
I'm sorry. This is all the fault of Run DMC and Aerosmith. They started everyone thinking we can cross genres here. And I know people are like, no, like jazz and rock. I get it. But let's face it.
But you don't hear like Lady Gaga is going to try her hand at R&B or something. You never hear those genres getting crossed.
Well, they're kind of similar. That's why I don't think people notice the difference. I think if Lady Gaga, I think they just call it a Lady Gaga. You know what I mean? I think it just fit the.
It just seems like everybody can do country, but country artists are kind of like they can only do pop.
Well, and to me, Taylor Swift, it's like she was originally a country artist.
Was she? I know, but
my point is, where is that shift? Because to me, the songs when she was a country artist and the songs when she's a pop artist are the same song.
She made a notable transition to pop music off of, I want to say it was the Red album.
Yeah.
That was when she actually came out and said, I'm doing pop music.
Okay, because I'm like, it's the same song to me,
Basically, yeah.
I see country as kind of like the comic books of the music genre, where like
country's not even country anymore.
Where like everybody can think that they do it, because they see it as a lesser, easier option.
Well, here's what was happening for a long time. We were getting pop songs that were on like pop radio. You just throw a violin behind it, or a fiddle behind it, and it becomes a country song.
Well, and country's coming over the stigma that is the official joke of the 70s and 80s. It ain't a country song unless your dog dies, your mom, your porch collapses and your dog dies. And,
right. Well, 10 years ago, we had that bit of that phase where we had techno country. Remember that? Like the Aloe Black kind of stuff? Like,
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
When it's all over.
That's my response to that. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Rest in peace, Avicii.
All right, let's talk with real music.
Yes.
We get the hour going. Get the gross domestic people in here.
The gross domestic.
No, just the domestic people.
Just the domestic. Let's do this. It's 18 after. Let's get our hour going by first. Let's take a look at that weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Close to 100 for the afternoon high today. Lots of sunshine with high pressure parked over our area. Overnight it'll be clear down to the mid-70s and a little bit windy. Then on Tuesday we have just enough moist air for an isolated afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Still pretty hot. We'll be in the low 100s. A little bit better chance of rain on Wednesday, and then sunny and hot for Independence Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 82 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 53%. Winds currently out of the south at 13 miles per hour. We are looking at a 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms after 3 today. Otherwise sunny, hot, 98 the expected high with south winds at around 15 miles per hour. 20% chance at some showers and thunderstorms tonight as well, mainly before midnight. Partly cloudy, 74 for an overnight low with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. 20% chance of showers for you Tuesday afternoon as well. Otherwise sunny and hot, 101 the high tomorrow with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. 20% chance of showers tomorrow night as well. Mainly before midnight, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 75 degrees. Southwest winds at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, our chance of rain bumps up to 40% for the afternoon. Excuse me, I've been fighting that sneeze for 10 minutes now. Sorry about that. 40% chance of rain for Wednesday afternoon. Otherwise, partly cloudy, high of 99 with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. 20% chance of rain Wednesday night. Mainly before midnight, otherwise mostly cloudy, 74 for an overnight low there. No talk of rain for your Independence Day on Thursday, just partly cloudy and hot with a high of 102, 74 for an overnight low under partly cloudy skies Thursday night. 20% chance of rain for Friday, day one of UFO Festival, otherwise mostly sunny and 94, 30% Friday night. 20% on Saturday, mostly sunny 94, and a 20% Saturday night as well, and then Sunday, sunny, hot 99. So, little rain, little hot, little everything this week. All right, it is 20 minutes after 9. We're going to take a 2.5-minute break, and then we will talk with Jeff and Jocelyn with Gross Domestic People, talking about their big show Wednesday night at the Liberty with Powerman 5000. That's up next. Don't go away.
Attention Roswell and surrounding areas. Is your old car, truck, or SUV on life support? Clear. With new management and a whole new attitude, Roswell Ford makes trading up to a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle fast, fun, and easy. Upside down in your loan or stuck in your lease? Roswell Ford wants to get you released even if you owe thousands more than your trade is worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. Right now, get huge savings with rates as low as 0% for 66 months and no payments until Labor Day. Plus, we have a great selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. We've partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or online at roswellford.com. $15.15 per thousand financed on select new Ford models with approved credit.
Your favorite time of year is here. Time to get the pool ready. And Mays Lumber in Roswell is your BioGuard headquarters. They have regular chlorine, including pool generators, and Soft Swim by BioGuard for your non-chlorine products. Prepare and maintain your pool for summer the right way for a full season of smiles instead of headaches. Get your pool ready for summer with Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell.
You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
Eastern New Mexico University is proud to announce our newest offering, a Master of Social Work degree. This 100% online, affordable master's degree has 3 concentrations: clinical, clinical military, and children, youth, and families. This online master's degree is perfect for the working professional, as you can earn your degree on your own time with our flexible online courses. For more information, visit www.enmu.edu/MSW. Eastern New Mexico University, student success. That's what we're about.
When you're healthy, you can do amazing things. We're all about that. Because if you don't have access to health insurance through your work, or you just lost Medicaid, Be Well can connect you to the right health plan for you, your family, and your budget. We want to make your life a little easier, worry-free, and healthier. Because your health is everything. Be strong, be adventurous, and be amazing. Be Well, New Mexico's health insurance marketplace. Learn more at BeWellNM.com.
The octopus and the squid both have 3 hearts. That's why they eat so many Tums. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 23 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, I'd say one half.
Yes.
One half of Gross Domestic People, the band. They're just not, that's not random. That's their band here.
Extra on the
right. Jeff and Jocelyn back with us. Good morning, guys. How you
Running
doing?
a business is tough.
Good deal.
Operational
Well, it's
demands
pretty exciting.
change fast,
For
and
folks, this is
keeping up
actually,
with
we got a
feet
chance to
impossible.
talk. I think it was both of you last time, too.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? I can remember if Will or Carlos
I think
was in
he was
last
working
time.
too.
Yeah.
That
That front man, such a prima donna, man.
Yeah.
He's too good for publicity. He's got to leave it to the rest
he's
of the
gotta
band.
leave it to the rest of us.
He's got a day job. You know?
Right.
Some of us do too.
But I like to give Will a hard time, just a little bit. So I remember him back in the day. I remember Will. This is getting a little old, but if y'all remember Odd Man Out.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember back in the day when we were Mix Days and we were doing Mix 106 and we'd have the concerts with Hemlock and Odd Man Out and all that. And Odd Man Out would be out there, and there was a young Will right up front just screaming his full head off. And I think later on stepped in front of that microphone for a little bit for Odd Man Out. But I remember back in the day where he was the guy in the mosh pit in the front.
Right.
He is the most sought out singer in town.
Well, he was such.
Well, he was.
Well, and yeah, now he's got a gig. He's busy now. But yeah, Will was, and that was his whole dream as a kid, to be a front man. I think he loved it, and he was just at every concert, and I know he used to pick Chad's brain from Hemlock at nauseum during concerts and things, and so. This is his life. So I give him a hard time about not being here, but he loves this stuff. This is
when he found his home with us, with Gross Domestic People. Will's a fantastic singer, and he's even better at like the screaming.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of his bands in the past, that's all they wanted him to do. We gave him another opportunity. We said, do whatever you want to do.
Yep.
And that's
now
actually
he's doing
cool
it
because I like. they're not wrong. Certain songs you hit the scream and that's good, but
right.
I like when a band can say, you know what, we can actually sing and do melodies and something that isn't just in your face.
I'm waiting until you hear the new stuff because he's going to give all the rappers in this area kind of a run for their money.
Going into that, dipping into that genre too a little bit. And that's for you guys. Okay, we can throw, I guess, the rock genre as a generalized genre, but you guys kind of dabble into metal, into alternative, into for folks that are rock fans, especially metal. You can get into metal, and there's like 37 different volumes.
Subgenres.
I'm a fan of Metallica. Okay, that's thrash metal. What about new wave or this way? I mean, there's so many genres. And where you guys kind of break that, you're just like, 1 minute it might sound like a new metal song. This minute might sound like classic rock. This one might sound like a rap song. And that's
so many influences in our band. I mainly listen to hip hop in my spare time. I mean, that's what I like. And then Jocelyn, what she listens to, what Will listens to, what Carlos listens to.
Right.
And then all of our age differences too. So you got like a couple of different generations in there.
And you guys are closer to my age. I'm a little older still, but
I think we're the same age.
Yeah, maybe. But here's the thing: is we grew up with so many like niches of music.
Right.
I mean, yes, you had your top 40 pop that was dominant on the radio.
Yeah.
But man, that cross genres. I mean, we lived in the era of I was joking earlier, but Run DMC and Public Enemy and all that, and Aerosmith and all of this. We grew up in those eras where bands like Linkin Park, found a niche because of these poor pioneers before them to say, you know what, you can put an electric guitar and a rap artist in the same room and have a song.
Well, and Jeff's got his hip hop influence. You can tell with his drums and stuff, and I kind of go more of the Fleetwood Mac type.
So you kind of like the classic rock,
rock type thing,
70s vibe.
And Carlos kind of does. He has the whole kind of emo type.
Which I would argue has got a lot of the 60s side. That kind of when you hear the peace and love 60s, a lot of that 70s is kind of an evolution of that a little bit,
Yep.
And so it all begats, and I know we joke and stuff, but, rock and roll is a begat of something else, jazz and everything else, and so it makes sense that it evolves onto other things, now we're seeing it with country, where country's kind of that genre where country's not country anymore.
It's becoming everything else.
It's pop, rock, it's everything but almost. It's like, no, we don't have slide guitars anymore.
Right. Now they got the pre-programmed drum beats in the background and stuff like that, which is really weird to me, but it's cool. It's do your thing.
Well, and that's just it. I've made a lot of jokes about musicians nowadays versus, prior to the dawn of the computer.
Right.
But that being said, I joke, but there is a fusion and a place for that. I still believe that if you want to be a musician, and even if you're using computers to make your music, you still got to understand how the sausage is made. You got to understand musical concepts, how melodies work, rhythms, how notes, even chords, and even if you're not an instrument player per se, I think you at least need to understand sheet music and how to read it and how to, I mean, there's a few phenoms that can play by ear, and there's a few good Jimi Hendrixes out there, but most of us aren't like that.
right, exactly.
But at the same token, I joke, but no, when you get like an Imagine Dragons, and I'm not like singing their praises, but I can appreciate what they do.
Right.
They kind of, they give you that metal flair, but then everything's techno-y synthesizer.
Yeah.
They did cross that genre a little bit, and I think bring people to what would not normally go to metal or that type of music.
Right.
I think they brought in some of those people.
When we saw, in the last 8 to 10 years, the rise of the two-piece bands.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a ton of big-name bands that are only two people.
And I think just the way we access music, the internet's changed all that. Because back in the day, you want to be a band, you want to make it, you gotta be heard by the certain people and get on the radar. And the next thing you know, the big fat dude with the expensive suit comes in with a contract for you. That's the mindset. And we don't live in that world anymore. You could literally create your own content, put it online through YouTube or some platform, and make a living doing that without a middleman, quote unquote, distributing you.
Exactly.
Now,
I'm trying to figure out the making a living part still, but for the most part, that's how we've done it.
Oh, and that's really what we look at. your Wednesday concert here, and it's going to be a great concert. Still
amazing.
get tickets. Powerman 5000's your headliner. Tantric's going to be in there.
Yes.
You guys are in there, and Sean was just saying they just added Sponge to the lineup.
We thought they were going to add Sponge because they were part of the overall tour with the other bands, but they weren't able to do it. Yeah,
but it's
they're trying to eat too. Okay.
Yep, it'll be Closure. It'll be
Closure.
us,
That's
Closure, Tantric, and then Powerman 5000.
Very good, but get there early because the best band's going to be going on first.
Right. And anyone
7
listening,
o'clock.
if you're unsure who Tantric is, the singer is the former singer of, I believe, Days of the New.
There you go.
You know?
I knew because I remember Tantric. I was like, oh yeah, I remember hearing some of their songs and stuff.
Yep.
I couldn't remember their history, but I was like, I definitely heard of Tantric.
Once I threw them on and started going through their songs, when we got booked for it, I was like, wait, I've heard that in this movie. I've heard that. So they've had some songs in movies and a couple of hits.
Well, Days of the New, they had quite a few of those cross-genre rock meets kind of country, kind of meets alternative. They kind of, there were certain bands around that time that, like, if you wanted to get chicks, you had to, like, Days of the New is one of those bands. So you had to do their CDs just in case you had a date or something.
Chick rock.
But it's going to be an awesome show on Wednesday night here.
Absolutely. I'm excited.
Yeah, Powerman 5000, they were, obviously their heyday was right there, the late 90s, early 2000s.
99 is when they released their biggest single. It was still the one in circulation.
Sure, and of course, with White Zombie attachment, with Rob Zombie, his brother.
It's his brother.
Yeah, at first, was it son or brother? It's brother. Yeah, he was the brother. And so that helped, but at the same time, it sounds a lot like White Zombie and nothing like White Zombie.
Yeah. Right.
If that makes sense to you. Like, there's elements you're like, okay, I hear a little Rob influence there.
Yep.
And then they break script and go completely different than what White Zombie does.
If you flip through their catalog, they've got a pretty nice variety too.
Yeah.
Kind of like how we do. They
I'm about to
change
say,
it up.
they can, sure, their hits were more on the metal side.
Right.
But they have a lot of songs that would easily fall into more alternative or just some of the other subgenres of rock music here.
Yeah, and this is a big one for me. I grew up in like the same area as Rob Zombie and Powerman 5000.
So you swam in maybe a few of them circles back in the day.
Maybe. But I did go see Powerman early on in like 99 when they were first coming out. They had their first radio hit going on in Boston at that time. And it's amazing going from then, when I was like, what was I, like 20, 21? Going to see them live, and now I get to open for them.
Right. Isn't that cool?
A world away.
It's kind of a full circle moment for you.
Right.
Like, I was the dude that hung out on stage 3 at the Warped Tour. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. I've been a big fan for a long time, so this is a big moment, definitely.
Did Powerman ever do the Vans Warped Tour? Were they one of the headliners for that one year? I'm trying to think, because they were right in that era.
But I know they've done like a Ozfest or two.
Okay, I know they've done those, but I didn't know if they quite hit the Vans. Because like certain bands like your Pennywises and Blink 182s, and they were kind of staples over there. But bands like Suicidal Tendencies would creep over there too, and so I thought maybe Powerman might have slipped over.
My uncle took me to see them in 1988.
I'm a huge
and they just blew my mind.
I mean, Metallica is still my most favorite band.
Yeah.
So it is a bit full circle moment that Rob Trujillo is now their bass player.
Right.
Of course,
It's kind of a cool little.
Yeah, kind of a cool
the way
little
it worked out.
circle moment there. Is for those that don't know, he was a bass player for Suicidal.
Yep. Yes.
Matter of fact, his son is now the bass player for Suicidal.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Which is kind of another cool.
He also played for Infectious Grooves.
Oh,
and
did he?
Ozzy.
Yeah, and Ozzy
And he was
too.
in Ozzy. But
I think he was with
love
Ozzy before he went to Metallica. I think like that was his last gig before Metallica.
Right.
He was there touring with
Ozzy.
Ozzy.
And then now Jason Newsted's with Ozzy.
And an interesting twist.
They just
Newsted
traded.
used to be the bass player.
Like Pokemon cards. They were just like, here, man, we'll trade bass players.
Right. Exactly. Which that's rock music though. How many times? I mean,
I know.
Well, look at like Zakk Wylde. How many times does he show up in just different things? You're like, are you with these guys permanently? No, he just showed up for the night to play with them.
To keep up on where and which band he's at from moment to moment.
Yeah. Or like Buckethead.
Yeah.
Like just showing up with that brand
when
new
you have
band.
certain guitar skills like Buckethead and like Zach do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we joke about Buckethead and the KFC bucket, but that man was a really good guitarist on top of
one of the best.
KFC bucket. There. He was, a great guitarist of the era.
Yep. I saw him in 2000 with Primus, and he came out and did a nunchuck solo. Like,
that's so
amazing. Like,
to be honest, that fits. Like, why isn't he with Primus all the time?
I know, right? I know. That was so good of a show.
Yeah. Well, Primus is, I mean, like two bands that of all the genre of rock and all of that, there's two bands to me that, yes, there's such niches and staples in there, but could easily go anywhere they want to.
Oh, yeah.
Primus is one of them.
Yep.
And I would argue, oh shoot, it just went right out of my head, the name went. But anyway, I'll get it here in a minute. I was talking and building up, and then I forgot.
I do it all the time.
But Primus is definitely one of those examples of just their music is so good. But Tool, that was the other one I was
going to say. Those are actually my two favorite bands of all
Tool
time.
was the other one I was going to go with. Tool is one of those bands that, yes, they're metal genre. I mean, you're not going to, but they're so irreverent and so different on the way they approach things.
Oh, yeah.
And you at first you're like, what the heck? And then at the end you're like, that was beautiful. And you're like, I don't know what just happened. I don't know what I saw, but it was beautiful. And Primus does that to you.
Right.
And so does Tool. There are two bands
even just
that do
watching
that.
Tool, like their videos, it's just totally like you're blown away.
Oh yeah.
I
don't know how many hours I spent staring at the CD cover of the Anima album trying to figure out what's going on there.
I got to see them at Mike's Middle East in Boston when they were doing Opiate, the first EP, and nobody had even heard of them.
Yeah, that was before they were known. Yeah.
Right. And then seeing them, I haven't seen them that recently, but seeing what they're doing now is just amazing.
Yeah.
How far they've come.
Well, you were kind of worried there because they disappeared for about 10 years, and of course they had Perfect Circle and a few side projects. But then you're like, oh, good, a new Tool album. And then thank God they finally agreed to put their music on digital.
I know. That took forever.
And I get what they're saying, and I understand but you can't buy a CD anymore. You can't buy a tape anymore.
Right.
All you can get it is in digital.
Well, and that whole thing reminded me of George Orwell, 1984.
Yeah.
At the very last page of the book, in the end, Big Brother wins.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what happened.
They got Tool, so they get us all.
Yeah, they finally had to sell out and put it on a digital format here. Well, and it's about time because there were so many knockoffs trying to do the same thing, and you go search for Tool and you get Tool-like things, and you're like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to do sober, and you just ruined a song.
Right. I've heard a lot of bad versions of that.
Yeah.
I've played a couple.
Well, and to be honest, there's a reason they're bad is because their music's probably pretty tricky to play. I guess, and it's a little. It's on beat but off beat at the same time.
Right.
And I imagine, especially from a drumming angle.
Well, and Maynard said it best. Tool fans are insufferable. So if you miss a single note, they're going to be right. You missed that note, bro.
Yeah.
Like they don't care. They're going to tell you.
which to me is why one of my favorite videos on the internet is. It came out about 10 years ago. But it was that School of Rock video where they did 42 and 6.
Oh yes.
And I don't care what anybody says. Those kids did an amazing job with that song. And I was way blown away by it. So if any Tool fans crap on that one, you got to be tangled with me. Those kids nailed that.
I follow Danny Carey on multiple social media, the drummer, and he shared that video. It's like, I'm so proud of these kids.
Oh, man.
So if he's sharing it, then there's nothing negative.
They got the stamp of approval.
Yeah. Right.
Tool fans cannot say nothing.
Exactly.
But I'm getting sidetracked here. But
it's all
part of the
good.
music
I can talk about music all day.
Well, and that's the beauty of it. And that's why I love this concert, because Power Man 5000 brings a bit of nostalgia when it comes in.
It does, definitely.
There's a certain sect of people that are hear Power 9000 and they're instantly thinking of what they were doing, 20 years ago here.
Well, for Gen X, it was like right when we all hit adulthood, like 20, 21.
That was our cool time.
Right.
When we finally got our strings cut, which, not that we had that many because we're latchkey kids,
yeah.
but the few strings we had left, like we could buy beer and porn.
Yeah.
Right.
Legally.
Yeah.
We finally, it was our time, and television and life was coming, to cater to us, advertising, marketing. Was catered to us, and sorry for all the Mountain Dew commercials. That was our fault.
Well, and it's the perfect time to start doing UFO. It's going to set it off.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. It works like if you're doing the UFO, because 4th of July will be Thursday, so kind of kick off your party weekend by coming on out to the Liberty. You can still get tickets. I know you guys have them directly through the band.
Yes.
You can reach out to any of your bandmates and get
if you're
them.
local, we'll deliver.
Yeah. And they still get them through the Liberty Inc. website too?
Yes. Yes.
So if you're a member and all that,
you don't have to be a member.
You don't have, but if you are and you want to go through that, it's probably. But if you're not a member, you can go through the Liberty Inc. Or if you just know any of the band members or
Just hit us
Gross
up.
Domestic People has a Facebook page.
Yes.
Get on there and say, hey, I want tickets, and one of the four will,
they're
or maybe
only-
roadies. You got any roadies or anything? That,
I wish.
I wish we had roadies.
Now taking applications for
we all got
roadies.
Please.
And
We all got
hanger-ons.
teenagers, so we're trying.
Yeah, we're trying,
that's how it
to,
starts.
trying to recruit.
That's how it starts. You know, these
Right.
14-year-old kids slinging the guitar cases
Exactly.
and the amps and everything.
The only
Carry my
recruit
drums.
we have is my son, who likes to sling merch. But
Yes.
that's
He helps
Well,
us
that's
out.
important.
Yeah, he helps us
especially in
with
this day and age. You know, if you guys and you know, as a band, you know, you guys, you know, I'm sure you guys know the van to the overnight trip in the van to the gig, eating the bologna sandwiches. That's how bands get
well,
there.
last
you know?
week we just did a double. We did skate park Friday, and that turned into a huge deal.
Yeah, a ton of people.
Then Saturday we were in Clovis, so we did a double header.
So you're kind of all over the map, man.
Yeah.
And then we got this one this week, so we're
Right.
We're
We're
really-
itching to get on the
yeah.
road again, though.
If we get too big, Roy's going to have to do this job full time.
Yeah.
Because she's going to be on the road torn.
Right.
But
right.
But and that's something too is I want you to come and have fun and see all the amazing bands. Get there early for Gross Domestic People, but
we go on at 7.
This is an opportunity for you guys too, because not many times do you get to open or be a part of a concert with a band that has sold and done a concert with 50 or 100,000 people in an audience at some point in time. And Powerman 5000 has done that. You know?
Exactly.
They've been to Ozfest. They've been to the places where there's the sea of people and you see nothing else. And so with that is connections and things, and who knows?
Exactly.
You know, you guys have a great night Wednesday night. Next thing you know, the managers from Powerman be like, hey, we got another gig in Santa Fe. We got another gig here.
It's a dream of ours,
and next thing you know, you're headlining your own shows at these places because you've built followings and built crowds, and that's how you do it today.
Right.
Is you kind of market yourself and build yourself. Sure, there's still the Mr. Big Bucks that rolls in from time to time, and we're going to give you a label to Electra Records or whatever it is. You know?
Well, you know, a lot of the bands we've opened for down at the Liberty are now doing like festivals together, like Emery, Hawthorne Heights, Saliva.
They kind of build their own niche.
And, you know, we opened for them individually here in Roswell, and my thing is, you know, maybe they'll talk about it. Like,
Absolutely.
hey, that band opened for you too? Yeah, I really like them. I mean, I just a dream.
Well, and their audiences listen to you and say, I love that. We're cool. And next thing you know, they start following you, buying your albums and buying your merch and hopefully following you online. And next thing you know, you start putting out digital music. They're starting getting the downloads and start getting to the point where, you know, they're on your Spotify playlists and your Apple iTunes and various places.
That'd be a dream come true.
Yeah, you know, that's the game plan, and that's how it works. But it really works and happens because of nights like Wednesday night. And that's really it is. So please get your tickets, come out. Get there early. Usually the Liberty puts out good food and things. They usually
always
pair
got good
meals
food,
to kind of
drinks.
pair with the night's festivities here. So so come early, get you good eats. They usually do drink specials and stuff, and then right about the time your food's settling, Gross Domestic People will be taking to the stage and getting you going. Now
we'll work it off.
Well, and get your partying in. Because, like we said, Powerman 5000, their audience is a little older. They won't be going on until like 10 o'clock at night. So if you're an early to bed or get there early and you can get all your jamming out with Grossman by the time Powerman, if you're tired.
Well, you know, most of us will get to sleep in on the 4th.
There you go.
You know?
That's right. It's a day
kind
off
of
the
like a
next day.
Friday night because of the 4th of July being the next
party,
day.
But I get it. If you get old and you're like, 10 o'clock, man. But no, it's going to be a fun night. So
definitely.
And every band's going to be great. If you've never seen Tantric play, and you know, and obviously if you haven't been out to skate park or come out to some of the other gigs that Gross Domestic People have put together, come check it out. It's like I said, it's
something for everyone.
Well,
honestly.
it's cool that it's live music, and that's the thing in and of itself. To have live music, to have a stage, to have people with basses and guitars and drums. And you know, and a microphone, and people singing, and actual singing, and then there's not, you know, auto tune or 7 filters, you know, in between the singing, you know, this is how it should
and all
be.
my drum beats are played by me, nothing pre-recorded,
no pre-done, and so.
If I could, though, I'd like to just mention. We have been extremely lucky. We have opened for some really big names here in Roswell, and I'd like to give a shout out to Josh over at the Liberty for that. Because without him and without the Liberty, we wouldn't have these kind of shows.
Absolutely. He creates the venue.
And, you know, all you other local bands, it's something to aspire to because, you know, where else are we going to get the opportunity to open for these names?
And Roswell's such a unique community that
It
way.
is.
I mean, we have such a great arts and cultural district.
We
with
do.
music and, I mean, for everything. I mean, I'm going to, and I've done no official poll or nothing, but I'm going to say pound for pound, we probably have more artists and musicians in a town of this size than any other town per capita like that.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost to a point where we're like almost like you get that beatnik kind of community vibe to it a little bit. We're not, but it almost has an element of that. And that's what's, and it's so great because we do have Main Street and downtown merchants that cater to these kind of things, your Stellar Coffees and everything that enhance and support and allow that kind of thing to nurture here.
Yes.
And so that's such a great thing. So if you're a painter or if you're a metal worker or if you're a singer and songwriter, there's a niche for you here.
Definitely.
And
it's
we
a
have
very welcoming community.
And we have a lot of great places, you know, not just our bars in town that are hosting folks. You know, you can go to more places than Farley's and Peppers to see people play live music around.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that's great. We have them there, but there's so many other places, too, that you can do that.
And the doors open at 6 over there at the Liberty, but if you don't drink, Stellar Coffee's right across from it.
Behind that. Yeah, across the alley from
you grab
it.
You know,
a
you
warm
can grab
or cold
a coffee
brew.
and
Well,
just walk
Power
over
Man's
there
going on
and-
kind of late, so
Yeah.
get
You might need a pick-me-up.
Get you a high test coffee at Stellar.
Absolutely.
Go hang out, and doors open at 6. We play at 7.
Good deal.
And then that's music starts after that.
Yeah, get your tickets. Like I said, you can. If you're a Facebooker, just go to the Gross Domestic People Facebook page. Say, hey, I need tickets for
We'll
Wednesday,
deliver.
and someone will get you to them. You can also go to thelibertyinc.com and get your tickets through their website there. If you're interested in becoming a member at the Liberty, I highly recommend you check out the website. You can see all the perks and advantages to becoming a member at the Liberty. You know, they have special events that are exclusive to their members and things.
Yep.
Certain liquor or cigar tasting nights and different product parties and various private parties.
They do
that
like
have.
giveaways and stuff for members. Like it's a pretty cool
So
place.
there's lots of perks to being a member at the Liberty. So the Liberty Inc. if you want to do that. But if you want to just kind of get your feet wet and see what it's all about, come on out Wednesday night. Just buy a ticket through these guys or go buy it online. And then come and eat the food and see, and then maybe afterwards you can, you know, oh, that's pretty nice. I think I do want to become a member.
Well, speaking of giveaways, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me say real quick, too, a common misconception, because I get it a lot when I'm telling people we're playing there, is you do not have to be a member to attend a concert at the Liberty. Your ticket purchase makes you a member for the day.
Yeah.
So just so people know, I've had a lot of people like, oh, I've never been there because I thought you had to be a member.
Yeah.
I would just want to, you know, put it out there.
No, the membership denies you access to exclusive events that they have there. But the concerts that we advertise and promote and you see online, every single one of them, you do not have to be a member to attend those.
Right.
If you want to go to like their exclusive like bourbon tasting or that's where you got to become a member.
Exactly.
And that's where, you know, they'll, or if they do certain special dinners or if they have a certain, maybe a 4th of July or like a lot of times they'll do their blues and barbecue type thing. And those are more member event type.
Right. I love that event, honestly.
Well, anytime you get Robin Scott a chance to play, he's such a talented
Or
musician.
Jet.
Or Jet. Both are talented.
Yeah, both of them, honestly, are amazing.
Yeah, you know, those guys. Again, part of the culture that is Roswell. Because in all fairness, like those two guys should be like at a level that we don't get to talk to them.
Yeah.
Like they should be like Dave Matthews in his heyday level.
And Jet is one of the
type.
most humble guys I have ever met.
Yeah.
Even with his status of where he's at as a musician, he's just, you would never know it.
When I heard a rumor he's going to be at LibFest this year.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, and then I hear Robin's kind of scaled back some of his. He stopped doing his trips to Carlsbad and stuff. So when he does take the stage, there's more and more or more less and less opportunities.
Exactly.
So you got to take advantage of it. So but come on out Wednesday. Come and like I said, get on the Liberty Inc. Just kind of see the schedule of events.
Right.
Get tickets. They almost weekly. They have a great show going on.
Right.
Almost every week there's a show going on at the Liberty.
Yeah, he's pretty busy
in some
over
way,
there.
especially during the summer months. more and more, as people have more free time, the more and more bigger events happen at the Liberty there. So,
and we'd like to actually do a ticket giveaway.
All right.
We we have a pretty decent
put
band
Roy to
fund.
work here.
So I figured, me and Jocelyn had talked about it, and while we're on the radio, if you go and you like our band page on Facebook, you have to like it.
Okay.
Or if you don't like it, you disqualify.
Like and follow, that
right,
kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, follow,
Yeah,
or whatever.
do that
Just so we show up in your feed once in a while.
So now once in a while you'll find out
go
when their
do
next
that.
show is or when they got
And
something
then
going on.
Message us free tickets !
Okay.
Okay. And if you're the first one to message us in the band Facebook, free tickets!
Well, you'll get a pair of tickets for
pair of tickets
for Power
for
Man
Liberty.
5000 and Gross
Absolutely.
Domestic People Wednesday night at the Liberty.
Yes.
Starting at 6.
Yes.
6 doors open, 7
We go.
GDP will take
Yep.
the stage for the first band
And
of
we
the
got
night.
some new music we'll be playing that night, so
Good deal.
definitely get there.
Some rapping,
So even
some
if you saw them
screaming,
last week at the skate park, you're going to see total new stuff Wednesday night
Totally
at the
different.
Liberty here.
Oh yeah, we tailor our sets.
So first person right now to go and like and follow Gross Domestic People's Facebook page, and then shoot in the message free tickets with an exclamation point. First person to do that, and we'll get a pair of tickets to go see them in Power Man 5000 at the Liberty Wednesday night. Get tickets, and then for the rest of you, go get your tickets, libertyinc.com, or go to that same Facebook page and say, love you're giving free tickets, but I want to support the band. Here's my dollars for the tickets.
Supports us, supports the Liberty, supports bringing more stuff back to Roswell.
And for you folks that win free tickets, good for you, but go visit the merch table Wednesday night.
Yes.
Go buy a T-shirt
Yes.
or something, man.
Bands make more off merch than we do off
Well, that's
music
that's
and
what pays
shows
for the
and
gas. That's what pays
everything.
for the food. That's what pays for when the drum kits break and the guitar strings break. And everything
equipment
else
doesn't
happens.
last forever, unfortunately. So,
Because by the way, at this stage of band life, there are their own roadies, their own tuners, their own everything.
It's a tough
they
night
don't have
when,
a person
when we
that
have
does
to
it.
pack up our own stuff, but we
So-
enjoy it.
So any roadies out there want to haul some amps and guitar cases and load vans, we'd love to
It's
have you
an
do that.
unpaid internship, but if you want to learn the ropes to being a rock star, come hit us up.
Well, put it this way: when you watch those documentaries of like Guns N' Roses or Bon Jovi or Aerosmith, and they always have that segment where they're interviewing the guitar techs, and those guys all started showing up at shows like this,
right?
Hanging out with the band, and next thing you know, they're an integral part of the operation of that band.
Yep.
And I don't know how many times you see the interview and you see that old guy from Twisted, he's doing a Twisted Sister documentary. He's like, he was a roadie, and this guy started hauling guitar cases for Dee Snider or
And
something like that.
We
you
have
know?
the occasional person that ask us if we need help. So
Right.
you know,
a good friend of mine that I grew up with, he got a great opportunity that way. He was a drum tech on tour for multiple bands.
Nice.
And he got picked up by the singer of Bad Brains to play drums for him on tour just because he happened to be doing the roadie work.
Well, I think like when back in the day when Metallica, when Hetfield's hand blew up from the pyrotechnics thing and he was out of commission, I'm pretty sure for some of those shows they literally had his guitar tech play guitar while he sang.
Yeah, they did actually.
I mean, they had a few guest guitarists, but a couple of those shows it was his guitar tech that was playing guitar while he's there singing, and that could be you.
And
Could be
John
there.
Frusciante went out and played
You
for
know,
him one
Jocelyn
night.
might have a hand injury. Bass goes down. Who do we got to get? You got to get Jocelyn in there on bass,
Right.
or get someone to fill in for Jocelyn real quick. So, but come on out Wednesday. Come have some fun. It's being a great night of food, fun, music, and come see local music and national music right before your eyes, all in one location.
and a great kickoff, like I said, to UFO weekend. That'll be Wednesday, and then of course 4th of July is Thursday. Everybody will be off, and then I'll have all of our UFO stuff that weekend.
Celebrate
so.
Independence early with an
Yeah.
awesome concert at the Liberty here. And celebrate Liberty at the Liberty.
Absolutely. I love the name of that place.
Absolutely. Yeah. And come see Roswell music scene and the history of Roswell right in one location. So, good deal. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Break a leg on Wednesday. We appreciate it. And keep kicking butt, man. This is awesome.
Thank you, Mike.
And when you guys get too big, don't forget to do interviews here on these local radios.
Oh, we're still going to live here. So. We'll be.
We're not that famous yet.
Yeah. When you're at the point where you got some guy with an E Hollywood mic in front of you.
Right.
One can dream.
Ask what you're wearing, then you know you made it big. So good deal. All right, it is 9:54. Let's do a quick update for news and a few commercials to pay for lunch before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Sorello. For a couple of weeks now, an emergency disaster service team from the Salvation Army Southwest Division has been providing donation management to folks affected by the 2 fires near Ruidoso. The Salvation Army Roswell Core Community Center is providing distribution of those donations, as well as financial assistance and emotional and spiritual support from the 612 West College Boulevard Roswell location from noon to 4 daily. Mobile delivery of gasoline is also available on a limited basis. Call the Roswell Core at 622-8700. And as of late last week, the Salvation Army has helped 745 people with meals, beverages, snacks, emotional or spiritual support, and more than $21,000 in financial assistance, nearly $280,000 worth of generously donated household goods and supplies. Lots of activities this week to celebrate Independence Day. The 4th of July Let Freedom Ring Parade in Artesia will begin in the parking lot of West Main Baptist Church. Line up at 8 on Thursday. There's also an Artesia Chamber of Commerce Cornhole Tournament. The link to register is at the Chamber's website. Cost is $20 per team. And July 4th will also feature the inaugural Stars, Stripes, and Dinks Pickleball Tournament at J.C. Park. Registration open to the first 20 players who sign up. Bring your own paddles. And, of course, fireworks at 9 p.m. Thursday at J.C. Park. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Attention Roswell and surrounding areas. Is your old car, truck, or SUV on life support?
Clear.
With new management and a whole new attitude, Roswell Ford makes trading up to a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle fast, fun, and easy. Upside down in your loan or stuck in your lease? Roswell Ford wants to get you released even if you owe thousands more than your trade is worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. Right now, get huge savings with rates as low as 0% for 66 months and no payments until Labor Day. Plus, we have a great selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. We've partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or online at roswellford.com. $1,515 per thousand finance on select new Ford models with approved credit.
Strong women need strong partners to help them lead their healthiest lives. At Artesia General Hospital, Dr. Scott Beard and nurse practitioner Lori Crockett deliver compassionate, holistic care to women at every age and stage. From routine checkups to diagnostic testing and specialty services like urogynecology, you can expect the most innovative, personalized care close to home. Learn more about women's services at Artesia General Hospital online at artesiageneral.com/women or by calling 575-736-8394. Many women's services are also offered in Carlsbad.
When you're healthy, you can do amazing things. We're all about that. Because if you don't have access to health insurance through your work, or you just lost Medicaid, Be Well can connect you to the right health plan for you, your family, and your budget. We want to make your life a little easier, worry-free, and healthier. Because your health is everything. Be strong, be adventurous, and be amazing. Be Well. New Mexico's health insurance marketplace. Learn more at BeWellNM.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Close to 100 for the afternoon high today. Lots of sunshine with high pressure parked over our area. Overnight will be clear down to the mid-70s and a little bit windy. Then on Tuesday, we have just enough moist air for an isolated afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Still pretty hot. We'll be in the low 100s. A little bit better chance of rain on Wednesday, and then sunny and hot for Independence Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, well, I don't have my thing ready, so I'm not even going to tell you. You look it up. You got a phone. It's right there. They're gonna. Sorry, I was talking radio, and people are like, you got to do the weather on the 7s. Why? You got a phone that'll tell you whenever you want to. If we're about ready to wrap up the show, if you missed any part, I invite you to go back on your at your leisure, ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. You'll find all of our videos there. Of course, we played our interview I had actually on Saturday with the folks from VFW talking about some of the things they've got going on. Of course, we had Elaine talking Galacticon in the 8 o'clock hour. And, of course, we just had the folks from Gross Domestic People join us. KSVPTV.com. You'll find all of that there. All right, we got to go. Have an amazing day. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Take care.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott.